What's up, everybody? We're live. How you doing?
Oh yeah.
What's up?
So far, we have Billy Rogers. Well, Camel Cam's in here already. We got Barden.
Come on, dang it.
Well, I was the first one in there 2 hours ago.
My screen shift.
Billy Rogers claimed first, so you got to say first. Emo's here. What's up, Emo? How you doing? Pizza Face is here. What's up, Pizza Face? How you doing?
He can claim he was first, but I was actually the first one in there.
There we go. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever, everybody.
Oh, man.
Welcome to our first of who knows how many comic-themed therapies.
Hopefully have more than one.
Well, we'll see how today goes.
Yeah. That's a big we'll see.
Tyson's here. What's up, Tyson? How you doing?
Hey, Tyson,
Yeah.
I got something I'll be showing later. All right. I'm just sorting out a couple things here. I mean, who does a comics episode and doesn't come prepared with some freaking comics?
Me, because all my comics are digital.
Oh, you
Digital.
child.
Sorry.
Shoot,
Plus,
my
they're all
dad.
Batman, so I'm a little biased.
Okay.
My dad has Batman number 2, like the original Batman number 2. It's like sealed and it has a medallion of all that shit. Yeah, it's like in his basement. He's got like a whole crate of comics that are like that. They're all like rated and verified.
Oh,
And it's just like the inheritance thing happening at my family. It's like, which I'm not gonna sell them. Like, I'll never sell those. You know, I'm gonna keep those forever.
Batman number 2 is
movie where he played the autistic
You're
hitman.
talking about like 1938-ish, 9-ish, whenever Batman started away from detective. That's
1939, September 21st.
1939. That's a seriously expensive book.
Yeah, he's got a few of them. I mean, he's got what was the other ones? He's a big Thor head. He loves Thor, so he has a lot of like, you know, old 5-cent, 10-cent Thor comics that are encased in plastic and these hard big ass things and shit. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, definitely worth more than 5 and 10 cents now.
yeah, of course. But the funny story is that his mother, she burned a huge portion of his collection because she saw baseball cards and comic books as a waste of time that he should be studying. So where they live, they had the big incinerators that you throw all the shit down, and she just all down the incinerator, like baseball cards that are worth a lot of money.
Oh my god!
Comic books, old like monster movie magazines and shit like that are like, you know, they consider kind of valuable now if you go on eBay.
Oh yeah.
She burned all that shit. She burned so much of it. So whatever he was able to grab and keep, he did. And so we have him. He has him at the house and all that. But yeah, it's a tragic story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Face is already down on Superman, and I'm going to back him up here later. Why Superman is the most overrated comic book character of all time.
I don't know. I don't think Goku could be Superman. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Do what now?
I will tell you all later why Superman's overrated.
It depends what Superman you're talking about, because you know the DC universe is like it's like no, but they changed it. It used what it is like there's an end point of the universe and the beginning point of the DC universe, but from A to B can go A to F to C to D to S, then it'll go to like Z, like later on. That's the way it works. It's way more complicated than the Marvel universe. The Marvel universe has a straight line, and when something changes, it branches off into a different universe. So that's multiverse theory. But the way DC's universe is, it's like a web within webs that all lead to the same ending. So there is an inevitable end to the DC universe. It's just your path to getting there is very wonky. So
thanks to Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen comic series, which that's a whole mind fuck right there. Excuse the F word. I don't really care, but
yeah,
I know when I was a kid, the one thing I always gravitated more towards DC, but one thing I did like about Marvel was that you could actually go to where Peter Parker lived.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That kind of thing. Whereas, I mean, you know, Gotham City and Metropolis are in New York, but the addresses aren't going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Metropolis is actually, or Gotham is more modeled off of Chicago,
Well,
if
true.
I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
And with Peter Parker's address, if you go to Queens, New York, at that address, there is the family there is the Parkers.
Nice.
I didn't know that. I knew that it's one of the most visited places in that area because people always go to see what that house looked like, but I didn't know it was the Parker. That's ironic.
And they actually did, when 9/11 happened, they did a big story about it, and it was incredible with what they did with that story. I mean, I didn't read all of it, but I've seen a bunch of panels, and it's something else.
You're back. Joe's back.
Thank you. How long it lasts? I'm having all kinds of problems.
That happened to me today, and like, you know what it is? It's like, I don't know what they're doing with the internet, but like I had to reset and reboot everything. I had to shut it down for like a whole 5 minutes, and that was it. It was the end of my son's world today because the internet was not working. He was on a Zoom meeting with his teacher and his class, and I had to shut every device down, like the TV, my cell phones, the computers, like everything, just so like he would have a stable signal. And as soon as he was done, I was like, turned everything off, and I left it off for 5 minutes, and then rebooted everything back up again. But yeah, so the internet's I don't know, it's that time of it's a Corona time, so things are confusing.
Well, I got a couple before I get hammered off again. I got a couple beard things I wanted to mention.
Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead.
As you remember last week, some of you who were here, and I can't see the chat right now. I can't pull up my other browser. But I bought some products, and some of them came in. So I wanted to talk about a couple of those. But first, I want to start off with a gift that Brett gave me from Furry Hippie.
Ooh.
I talked about this scent or this company before because they send me a couple scents. And Brett picked up this one called Hippie Mojo. And man, is it yummy. It's somewhere in the realm of JOFM's Bad Santa and Han Yockers the Elder.
Okay.
So I haven't tried either of those.
Nice.
Spicy, incense vibe.
I'm telling you, it smells straight up like you would walk into a head shop. All the different mixes of incense. What?
Got some non-champa in it. But
ding.
Was that? See, did they say non-champa?
I think it's got some non-champa in it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, because it sounded like somebody dropped an F-bomb in the background. I'm like, what?
I thought it was on your end.
No.
Oh, was that?
That wasn't me.
That was it. I thought it was Brett. I was like, damn.
No, that was me.
That was Cam. All right, that's fine.
All right.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
We'll do the 2 cents from my first purchase, and then we'll do the other 2 later. Both companies gave me a freebie, which was very, very sweet. So we're going to start with Adams, Barden, and the brand new bergamot, basil, and lime. And here's
I've got that in the mail right now.
That's in the mail. Well, this is the first impression. I haven't cracked these open. And then Adam was nice enough to throw me some.
Got that coming too. The full combo.
All right, let's see what this bergamot basil lime is like.
Is that the new one?
Oh yes, Adam,
that's what she
nailed this. Oh, well, as you can imagine, with bergamot and lime, it's going to be kind of fresh and acidic.
Yes.
You know. Oh man,
I bet that
really,
is outstanding.
really nice. Oh, I'm gonna warm it up and throw some in beard. I put nothing on in beard tonight. Ooh, the oil feels really nice. And here, oh yeah. I hate defaulting to the dreaded cologne scent vibe, but there is something to it there. Almost from.
Oh.
Yeah, his internet is really like.
No.
Going all over the place.
No.
I know. I was just getting into that. I was like, oh wow. I was starting to Google the. Actually, I'm looking at some of the comic books. I mean, the comics that Emo brought up. and like these Asterix, Lucky Luke, Tintin. I was starting to Google that. I'm on Captain Flam now. I never heard of any of those before.
The only one I know of is Tintin, but that's because of the movie that came out here a few years ago.
Tintin. No, I never seen any of those.
The movie was called The Adventures of Tintin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It was a live action movie.
Animated.
Oh, but they got a live action one too.
Well, for some reason, I was thinking that was Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin.
So I never watched it.
Barking at the wrong tree.
Yeah.
I still maybe French Canadian. Poof. No. Yep, man. Joe's his internet was it's not cooperating tonight.
I wish I could share my internet.
And then let's see.
Ryan said something earlier about watching comic book movies and superhero movies and asked if they count. Yes, they do count.
Oh yeah, it depends on which ones though, because some are
Yeah.
If it's Catwoman with Halle Berry,
no.
And Elektra with Jennifer Gardner.
You know, before you were talking about Daredevil, and but Daredevil should be Batman because he has like the powers of a bat. You know, he's blind, he sees with sonar, and
Right.
you know, he fights crime, and at night, you know.
Batman is a sonar, but that's because it's in his helmet.
He's
And
more of
his
a Batman than a Daredevil.
Well, he got the Daredevil name from his dad's boxing nickname.
Yeah.
Pizza Face is posting a comment about favorite mutant from the X-Men. Could be good or bad.
Favorite mutant from the X-Men? Magneto. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
X-Men.
I'm gonna go with either Gambit or I was always a Nightcrawler fan.
Oh.
But
Wolverine.
I mean, of course, everyone's Wolverine. But
Yeah.
that's more like the obvious answer anymore. Of course, Cyclops was a dick. Yeah, I want to go with Gambit just because he's cool.
Juggernaut is not an X-Men, but actually, Juggernaut is not really a mutant.
He got his powers from the helmet.
No, Juggernaut got his powers because he got the Jewel of Sidorak, and he's an avatar of Sidorak. So Sidorak is this really powerful demon character, and like he's like insanely powerful, and like there are relics on Earth that imbue his power. So he has one of them, and he becomes, you know, the avatar of Sidorak. There's also the Doctor Strange has the bands of Sidorak, and that's what he uses on what's his fucking face? Thanos in the movie. Whenever the part when they're trying to get the gauntlet off of him, and he's hitting him with all those ropes. Those are that's the bands of Sidorak. That's what he's using. But that's why Juggernaut is not really a mutant. I mean, he retains like the size of being Juggernaut when he's not using, like when he gets separated from the Jewel. I think he stays really, really big like that, but he's not as strong.
He's the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, he only becomes a Juggernaut when he has the Jewel. And Magneto's my favorite because Magneto can rip apart the planet if he wants. Like he's so ridiculously powerful. Like people don't really realize how strong Magneto is. Like he can manipulate like any metal, even in your body, in your blood. The ore and the earth, he can rip the planet apart. Like he can destroy the whole planet if he wanted.
See, and I'm thinking about Storm is also one too, because you mentioned it with Magneto. She can take all of the water in your body and just make it evaporate.
Yeah, if she wanted, yeah. Like those are those like Omega level mutants that are like they can, you know, affect the reality around them. Well, not reality, but like the physical plane around them and stuff. Like she can she can destroy the planet. She could. Yeah,
and she's married to Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh man,
Emo, I'll answer that question later because that might take me a minute. He's asking why I hate Kal-El so much.
Oh well, we can start. I mean, I don't know. I hope Joe can come back. I mean, he was really going into those products, man. He's restarting his router and all that stuff, so that's going to be a couple minutes. So if you want to start in on Superman bashing, you can. I mean,
Oh, okay. So everyone thinks that Superman's just weak to kryptonite, but that's he's weak to so many different things.
Magic.
So he's weak to magic, and he's weak to loud sounds. So say you got Black Canary screaming in his ear, he's incapacitated. Magic. How many characters in all of DC use magic? Dr. Fate, Zatanna.
yeah.
Millions of them, it seems like.
Shazam, Black Adam.
Exactly.
Mr.
Exactly.
The thing is, like, yeah, he's got his weaknesses. If you have a red sun lamp and you manage to bombard him with it, he's gonna lose some strength and all that stuff. Magic can make him pause. Things can make him pause, but those are only minor setbacks. Like once he gets hit with something like that, I mean, he can, he has mustered the strength enough to overcome those things. It's not like it's like a dead stop for him. And it also depends on which Superman you are talking about, because once you start getting into Earth Prime and there's Superboy Prime that eventually gets to he lives, the Prime Earth is our world, like if Superman was in our world, kind of, if you can follow me. So he doesn't have the weaknesses of comic book Superman, so he doesn't have the weaknesses of kryptonite. He doesn't have weaknesses of magic. Red Sun doesn't do anything to him. He's kind of just like ridiculously powerful, and he's so. If you're talking about that version of Superman, there's no stopping him. The only way he met his end was when he fought himself in the very far future as an old man, and he punched his old self so hard that he knocked himself out of existence. And that's the only way he was able to get defeated. They even put him into the source wall, and he broke free from the source wall. So Superman Prime is unbeatable. He has no weaknesses at all.
I mean, you're not wrong. There's not the Superman I know, of course, is like the animated series, Justice League.
Yeah.
And then from like the Injustice comics, that's my favorite iteration of Superman. I love the Injustice story. But
I love the game.
one thing. Oh, the games are great, but the one thing that kind of bugs me about that is that in order to fight Superman's regime, Batman comes up with this pill that makes everyone be able to stand fighting Superman if they ever had to go up against him one-on-one. That's the only way that's their way of making sense of how someone like Green Arrow can fight against Superman. That's what that is. And that's the one thing. But the games miss so much of like all the different deaths and stuff from
the comic.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of pretty gruesome deaths in the Injustice story.
Okay, Joe.
It's pretty violent.
Yeah.
You ready? Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Get the router, and hopefully we're good now.
All right. We'll come back to the Superman debate. Let's let Joe pick up where he left off.
Oh, so I was
last
saying
thing with Nogshot.
And I don't like saying that, but this is a great scent. I was running the Barton scents that I like through my mind, and this is right under my favorite scent of his, the tobacco bourbon leather. This would slide in right in there at second, just ahead of the coffee one that I really, really like as well. So for people that like fresh, we're going into spring, summer, bergamot, lime. I'm interested, Adam. I'm obviously they're not the same thing, but they're real close. I've never had a bergamot, but I know it just looks like on the exterior like a bumpy lime, and I know it's kind of, I think, more related to the orange than the lime. But I'm interested that you went both of those. And the basil, the basil's there at the back. It's so nice.
Basil.
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 That's a goodie.
I like Basil Hayden.
Interesting.
How about
Basil.
Bella came from upstairs into downstairs, and the first thing she said was, "The whole downstairs smells nice." So there you go. Now let's talk about this Reformed.
I got that in the mail right now. I'm so excited.
Tyson's collab. There's that lovely blue bottle.
That
You have this,
bottle's
Johnny?
pretty.
No, I don't have it. No.
And Brett, you don't have this. You don't have
No.
any yet, do you?
I don't have any Barden yet.
On the
You
list.
need to. I know Tyson was in here. He's got a discount code, but I also have a discount code.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's
I was his first bard, I guess. I think that's what he's calling him.
the Bard. Bards?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, now to me, this is straight up cologne. Straight up cologne scent.
Okay.
Oh, but it's kind of light. Oh yeah, to me this is just a straight up. I don't know what it's like, but it's a softer kind of, almost like an aqua, not like Aqua de Jo, but more like a watery kind of vibe to it
Okay.
for me. Oh, that's nice too.
Like
Now,
a
I'm not-
Nautica?
yeah,
Like
maybe. I don't know.
Like Nautica?
I don't know. I'm not a. I mean, I use cologne for quite many years, but I'm not a big guy for it.
I love cologne.
That's nice though. I'm not a big cologne scent guy, but in the world of cologne scents that I have tried, Adam, and not just because you're here, that's a good freaking scent. And both of those, Barden's got that amazing feel in beard. I don't talk about that a lot, but man, once that stuff hits your hand and you just start warming it and rubbing
Oh,
it,
yeah. Yeah.
you can feel it there. And then I'm still feeling, and my beard still feels hydrated from 15 minutes. Usually by that time I'm putting in, well, long before, but my beard will have soaked it all up and not make it still feel hydrated. I'm still feeling a little hydrated with that oil application. So
See, I don't know which week it was you guys were talking about Barden. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but one of those weeks I went on their website and I was really intrigued by that tobacco bourbon leather.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
yeah,
And now
Yeah,
I'm
that's
intrigued
gotta
by
have
the bergamot lime basil.
well,
If you order from Barden, get the wash.
yeah, that's I think he has the code, and Adam's still in here, so he could let you know. If you're a first-time customer, he throws a little freebie your way as a first-time customer. So you might be able to get like the combo of one and maybe the oil of the other. And that's
it's,
Adam. What is that code?
It's all caps, buy one, try one.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, by one
One
time.
for the actual the numeral one.
So it's oud inspired cologne adjacent. Okay. Oud inspired. That's nice. I'm not the biggest oud dude in the world. I like oud, but I'm not one of those I'm not like I wouldn't divorce my wife over it like Mike Tyson would or
Cribs.
Swag Daddy. Yeah, Cribs.
My current favorite is anything tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a tobacco guy to the hilt.
I love tobacco scents. Like today, I didn't use a tobacco one today, but I got a Psychobilly Quiff from Defined, and that's
Do you like it?
awesome.
The bergamot
Absolutely.
is smoothier and sexier. Okay, Adam. So that the bergamot is what I'm picking up that I think I'm equating to musk.
Mm.
All right. So the bergamot notes in that I think were giving me that musky kind of vibe and where I kind of got that cologne-ish vibe. I noticed you said sexier. That's the way I felt. Yeah, that's a good one. Brett, you could go where the next time you come on, whether it's actually on the screen or in the chat, and you've had a chance to sample these, I'll be very interested in your feedback. And they last for a long time. The Barden stuff I wear lasts and lasts and
Oh.
lasts.
Yeah, that's with me. I want them to last.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it in and like 2 hours later I'm gone nose blind and no one else can smell it.
What I noticed with this one, and then we can transition on, is this one, because of I think that citrus is much sharper, so it kind of jumps out of the bottle better than the other one, that tobacco leather whiskey. That's much more, I don't want to say subtle, but it's much more mellow coming out of the bottle, but it lasts for double-digit hours. You throw the butter in on top of it, and what's nice about it, it's not wholly overpowering, but if you're walking and the wind hits you or you hit that certain angle, 8 hours down the road, it'll smell like you just put it in.
Yeah.
So for those people that like that perfect balance of a long-lasting scent that doesn't punch you in the face, particularly in the early hours, and that actually, for me at least, stays kind of mellow and level most of the time it's in beard, and that I always wear the oil butter combo. I always wear them both at the same time. That
Yeah.
tobacco leather whiskey kitchen sink one is the one.
Yeah, very good
no,
stuff
that-
from Barton. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah, that Psychobilly Cliff is really good, and I also have the Distinguished Caballero, and that one's really good too.
I haven't tried the Distinguished Caballero. I got when they did their giveaway at the beginning of the year. It started in December, and then it was like January 1st was when they picked the winners. They picked one from Instagram and one from Facebook, and I won the Instagram one.
Nice.
So they sent out 1626 and Psychobilly Quiff were the only two they had.
Yeah,
And I really like them both, but I haven't tried that Distinguished Caballero yet.
if you like chocolate, it's good. It's very heavy on chocolate, unlike Damn Yankees Pipe Bomb. It's heavier on the chocolate, but I like them both. And then he's got a 4th scent coming out on Friday, I believe.
Yeah, I saw
Friday
that.
night.
I'm interested to see what that is.
Who's coming out with 4th scent?
Defined.
Define.
Oh, Define. I still haven't found Define. I haven't tried Define yet.
Neither have I. But
I
they
haven't
were on my
tried it.
list. I was looking at Define, and I forget the other. I think it was Bearded Mac. I was looking at both of their.
Oh, yeah. I
it
got
was
Bearded
Tyson
Mac.
referral.
See,
and I
and
just
the
had to
thing-
pull the trigger because I got a little too water happy last week. What was
The
that?
thing I couldn't understand is their balm is soft as it is, so why they came out with a butter?
Well,
For who?
yeah,
Bearded Mac?
No, the Define.
Oh.
Their
a few
balm
companies
is
have done that.
yeah, I know. Their balm is semi-soft, and I didn't understand why they came with the butter, but I'm not a beard maker, so
Yeah. I mean,
anymore, I don't do balm anymore unless I have the matching oil.
I'm
mean,
starting to phase out of balm.
yeah, butter.
I found that when I really trimmed, when I over trimmed my beard, because when I trimmed it, I over trimmed it. When I had the shorter beard, I would even now, like I'll use a balm over a butter right now, just to, I don't know, it's just I guess for a shorter beard, it for me,
Yeah.
I felt that it was better. When I had the much longer beard that was like down to here, it was all butter. I never used the balm ever. Unless I wanted to get this part of it down, like the parts of my face down, then I would do like a combo. I would put the butter in, and then on the very top layer of my beard up here, I would put balm in just to hold everything down like that. So like that's how I would mix it up and use it, because I have a shit ton of use. So, but yeah, I always found like the balms were much better with a much shorter beard, just to keep everything down like I'm crazy. So
Man, that's
but
nice. I'm
But
loving
now,
it.
like I am all hopped up on this beard vitality. I
I've heard that stuff's
I got this in
amazing.
like 2 days ago, and like this is all I've been using.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Good.
it's that Irish blue scent. Oh, it smells so freaking good.
That was recommended to me as well. I may pull the trigger on that. I'm
Man.
not sure.
Just
Is
look
that
at
that blueberry hops?
It's the blueberry stout. Though blueberry oatmeal stout, and it smells exactly like our breakfast in the morning, because our breakfast in the morning in my house is
Beer and cold pizza.
oatmeal. Yeah, it's beer and cold pizza, exactly. No, it's it's oatmeal with blueberries. Like my wife eats it, my daughter eats it. Like we all just sit down with a big bowl of oatmeal and blueberries, and this smells like almost identical. Only as it has that little extra stouty scent to it. But
Who put that out?
this is from Chesapeake.
That's Chesapeake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's the beard vitality. Come on, focus, you bastard. I hate this camera. I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna buy a webcam, okay? She goes, and she didn't say anything. I said, oh, your silence means yes. And I went running. I didn't buy it yet, because I already know, like, if I spend $100 on a webcam, she's gonna kill me.
That's all the shaving stuff you recently bought. I know you spent some money on that.
Shh, Joe, shut up, man.
Hey, she ain't watching it. You know that as well as I do. She ain't
I
watching.
don't know if she made. There's 8 people watching. She could be one of them.
Hey, I heard you guys talking Superman when I left. If we want to transition back over, I just wanted to share with you a couple things. My oldest Superman-related comic is right here,
Ooh.
Action 340, and
Oh, is he
it's
fighting the Parasite?
Parasite, which happens to be my favorite Superman villain. All right, so there's
Really?
and that's a Kurt Swan. That's Kurt Swan art. Notice Superman's a little bulkier, but not necessarily so defined. A lot of people think that in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, Swan set the the kind of the mold for the Superman of that era than other guys like Neil Adams and other guys came along and changed. And then Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, that's issue 77.
Nice.
Jimmy is like Colossal Boy from the Legion there. And speaking of the Legion, my oldest Legion is right here, Superboy versus Mon-El. That's another Silver Age.
Wow.
And then finally, Superman Man of Steel number 18, first appearance of Doomsday.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay?
Nice.
So I'm not a big Superman guy. I have only bought certain things. I bought this whole
That's a
arc,
good one.
and so my Batman goes way deeper, but those are my key Superman related issues.
I don't have any Superman or Batman comics. I think the only comics I have are Hulk and Age of Ultron. My dad was the major collector. It's just growing up, that's what he talked about the most was comic books. So like he was a big Marvel. He's a big Marvel guy. So
Yeah.
he has a lot. He has a lot of. We always talk Marvel.
well, I'll recommend some good Batman stories if you want.
What I did listen to from start to finish was the new Dark Knight Metal. Did you hear
DC Metal? I haven't
DC
had a
Metal?
chance to read those yet.
Oh
Those-
my
those
god,
are
DC Metal is
so good.
crazy. Holy shit. The Batman Who Laughs,
Yeah.
insane
what is
version
it?
of Batman. It's
It's
a newer
Joker.
story. It's a newer story.
Oh,
It's if Bruce Wayne becomes Joker.
okay.
Yeah.
So he has all the intelligence and everything as Batman, but he's fucking crazy. And he has an nth metal mask where he can, I forgot what it does though, but yeah, he I think he goes around killing the other Batman or something like that.
Yeah.
Multiverse?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a crazy story. Yeah.
He even has a sidekick, like a Robin that he sends after people to just bite him. Like it's a psycho Robin character that it's crazy.
To infect them and stuff. Yeah. That you got to look it up and either listen to it or buy the comics. Probably like by now, that's him. That's what he looks like. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nuts. And the motion comic is supposed to be coming out and has a really good soundtrack. A lot of good metal music in that.
One of the alternates in the DC Metal is the Batman where Bruce Wayne's parents get killed, but he grabs Joe Chill's gun and kills him. And he becomes a Batman that uses guns, and he almost looks like the Punisher.
Yes.
Oh, what is
I
he
was
called?
just
though?
about ready to
man.
ask if they were doing that one.
What's his damn name? I think it's shit. I forget what his name is, but yeah, he's and he kills everybody who he comes across.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't keep any. He doesn't like take anybody to jail or nothing like that. If you do something, he ends you, and that's it. It's over.
Here, I'll show you a picture of that one.
Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
And then it's if Bruce Wayne was other like superheroes, like there's one called Red Death where he gets the Speed Force and becomes the Flash.
Yeah, it's like all these different versions of
Yeah,
Batman,
I
and
mean,
it's like
Go ahead, Johnny.
no. And
That's
I
pretty
think
much it.
they have to like all the Justice League has to get this like special God medal, and they have to make this armor to finally take down what the hell's his damn name? Oh man, what's the
Darkseid?
shit? No. Darkseid is no, Darkseid doesn't shit. Barbados, that's his name. He's like some evil god character. And yeah.
Bearded? That's his name. Bearded. Barbados?
Barbados, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I haven't read all the Batman Who Laughs, but it's pretty intense.
Yeah. And speaking of bearded superheroes, I looked it up, and it has like all the number one hero with the beard is Thor. Aquaman comes in number 2. Green Arrow is number 3. Then Wolverine, which I don't know if Wolverine is that considered a beard?
No, it's
Wolverine's thing is that
sideburns.
considered a beard? What is that
No.
considered? Extended sideburns?
No.
Yeah. Like, weird money. What about Hercules? He had a beard forever.
Yeah, Hercules is number 5 in the
Yeah,
facial.
Hercules. There's a rendition of Hercules in both Marvel and DC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
There is.
Goku can't beat Superman. Oh my god, he cannot beat Superman.
Who?
Superman will take Goku and fly him into the sun and kill him, or just fly him out to the space because he can't breathe in space. He can't. He can't breathe in space. This is how the fight will go down in a realistic fight between Superman and Goku. Goku from Dragon Ball Z universe, the anime. So what will happen is they will come together, right? They'll probably go blow for blow, whatever. Superman will grab Goku by the neck, and since Goku needs to breathe air to live, he'll be choking Goku, and he can't breathe. So he won't be able to stop and think to use instant transmission to go somewhere. So like, and while he's doing that, Superman will fly so fucking fast into the air that he will stop breathing, and he'll just hold him into space and just kill him like that. That's it.
There are some renditions of Superman that can't breathe in space either.
Yeah, but I think Superman can hold his breath a lot longer than Goku can. If he was going to go into space.
Yeah, the Byrne reboot
no way
mellowed him out because Byrne felt he was getting just way too tough.
Yeah, because then that's when was it Grant Morrison wrote All-Star Superman, where he gets too much sun power.
Yeah, he dies of like skin cancer or some shit.
Yeah.
Which All-Star Superman is a great story. It really is.
I'm a big Grant Morrison fan. He's out there though, particularly
he created Damian Wayne, who I used to hate as a character because I thought he was just a spoiled little brat. But after watching more movies with him and more stories of him, he's not. I'll just say this: he's not my least favorite.
Yeah.
It's tied between Dick Grayson and Tim Drake because they each have their own skill sets. So
yeah, I'm with you there.
And there's so many different members of the Bat family anymore. It's unreal. It used to be 2, now it's like 15.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Did you see the newest one, Dark Side Apocalypse?
No.
Apocalypse War. Oh my god, yeah. So many people die.
I saw the review. I haven't watched it yet.
And not in a good not in a good way. Like they get ripped to pieces and stuff. It's pretty gruesome.
Is this a comic or a cartoon?
It's a cartoon movie. It's an animated movie. So like it is canon. It is canon.
How can it be canon? Like Earth 72 or something? Like not the most important.
I forget which Earth it's set on, but it's part of the main universe. It's part of the universe, like the DC universe. It's not like a side story, a made up story. Well, I guess it is a side story, but it's just not. It's not out of God. It's canon. Just keep it like that. Just keep it that way.
Real quick, it looks like we have a birthday in the chat.
Whose birthday is it?
Billy, our prison guard from Georgia.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But no, I haven't watched that one yet. There's a few of the animated movies I haven't watched, but to me, so DC has the animated movies just down pat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Live action,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they went wrong with that, man.
and
Which
then
one?
Marvel has the great live action, but their animated shows suck. A lot of the animated movies, the animated TV shows aren't that bad.
I haven't watched the animated TV show. I try to catch all their live action shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm gonna subscribe to Disney Plus just so I can see WandaVision.
Oh,
I want to see.
So
I want to
good.
see that. There's so many things I want to see that's on Disney Plus, and I have to get a subscription for.
You need
I'm
to.
gonna-
Falcon and Winter Soldier is gonna be good too.
Yeah. I want to see that. It's gonna be good.
Johnny, you need to try and find the Tom. What's his name? Tom King. I'll find out. But he wrote 2 arcs of the WandaVision. It was a comic book.
Tom,
Okay.
Dick, and Harry.
Say what?
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
No, not that.
Tom and Jerry.
And I think they're basing the TV show off of that. I'm gonna find out what his name's. Tom King, I think. He did Batman for a while too. I think it's Tom King.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's Tom King.
Hold on.
Is it Tom King? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I think they're basing it off.
I'm trying to remember what Tom King did for Batman.
I think he was on
He did the wedding with Catwoman, which that is the only comic I have in hard copy.
Huh.
The Batman 50 or whatever it was. It's got him and Catwoman on the front of it.
Adam said they did Disney Plus free for a month and they watched every Marvel movie in order and then canceled it.
Yeah.
I gotta see if any of that stuff will be on the Fire Stick because I'm really looking into getting a Fire Stick and because I saw how to
Jailbreak
basically
it.
jailbreak it and get all the stuff on it. I was like, oh, I can do that. That's easy. And
No doubt pizza, no doubt.
I want to see if that stuff will be on there.
I'm hoping all those Netflix series come back to life on Disney. That's the main reason I got it.
Oh, Daredevil and
Yeah.
All of
Oh
those.
my
Yeah,
God.
I don't know. I mean,
they are they're supposed to, I think, eventually.
Daredevil and Punisher were killer.
yeah, Daredevil was good. I saw a few episodes there.
I like Power Man too.
I was hooked the very first Daredevil episode when Vince D'Onofrio's Kingpin
He was a good Kingpin.
decapitates that guy by slamming his head in the door and then kicks it like a soccer ball across the thing. I was like,
I didn't get a chance to finish that show, but I've heard it's really good.
The
it's
fight scenes in that show
awesome.
were great. That's what hooked me. When I saw that, when I was watching it, I was like, holy shit, this fight scene's awesome. Like, this should be in a fucking movie. And that's what hooked me with that. But I didn't get to finish it, but I saw a few episodes of it.
Well,
And then
that
the
Then now it's
Punisher
gone.
was-
And I'm like, fuck.
The Punisher was good too.
See,
Yeah.
and they've got the DC TV shows, which Arrow, I watched all of the first 4 seasons, and then The Flash, I watched the first 2 seasons.
I can't get into the WB shows. I can't do it. I don't know
Arrow-
why. I just
The
can't.
first 2 seasons of Arrow were great. The second one's my favorite. The fourth one, it just got too CW teen melodrama bullshit.
Yeah. That's why I can't with the WB stuff because they get into that drama stuff and I'm just like, I don't want to
See,
hear it.
my problem with
I
Arrow
did.
was, go ahead, Brett. Go ahead.
I think I watched faithfully the Arrow and the Flash through a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they started doing the whole crossover where you had to watch every single episode, I was done. But I
kinda
still will
confusing.
watch on Netflix if it gets released. I'll still watch the Flash and the Arrow, but I'm not gonna sit there and watch the other ones just to catch up to the.
And he dies in the end, right? Doesn't Arrow die in the end of the
He's
whole thing?
supposed to.
Is he?
And
He's
the
supposed
thing
to
is
be
with-
dying to save the thing.
with
It's basically
Arrow,
a sacrifice.
That
the
Arrow.
only thing about Arrow is they kept giving him Batman villains and basically turned
Yeah.
Arrow into Batman, basically, and it really
Yeah.
started to get irritating.
Yeah, me too. That's the way I felt about it.
And I wanted to like Gotham. We watched Gotham for a few episodes. Me and the wife, and we were watching it, but then we just fell off and haven't picked it up since. But
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Gotham. I wanted to watch when they brought Solomon Grundy, the one when they made the one hitman for the mob. When he dies and becomes Solomon Grundy, that's the season I stopped watching, and that was
I
only
watched-
because our cable went out.
I watched the first 2 seasons, I think, and it was pretty good. I just, for some reason, I couldn't get into it.
yeah.
Solomon Grundy is what I call my taint.
So
All right. I call my tank Jim Cornette, but that's a different show.
Well,
Okay.
unfortunately, I haven't named mine.
Get on it. You're behind the times.
mine's
Well,
Tanius Maximus.
Toxic Avenger.
So I got a bit of a topic.
Okay.
You want to rank the
Shoot.
MCU movies, like your top fives?
Oh,
If you can, of course.
I haven't.
I've not seen them all, of course. I haven't seen them all either, but
really? You haven't seen them all? I've seen them all.
Rank
I
them.
haven't seen Ms. Marvel.
Okay, I would go Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Iron Man 2,
wow.
what?
No.
I've never heard anyone put Iron Man 2 in their top five. That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
I just like the Whiplash one.
Yeah.
I like that whole. I really enjoyed that movie.
That and Brett's into BDSM.
Half naked Russian man.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Black Panther, Doctor Strange,
His wife dresses up like Natasha.
Ragnarok.
There you go.
Then Iron Man 2 and probably Captain America Winter Soldier.
See, mine is the first one for mine is Captain America Winter Soldier.
That's mine.
The second one is the first Iron Man. Third one is the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Then Black Panther. Well, actually, you know what? I'll put Black Panther on top of the ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy. Then maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Ragnarok. Those are my top five. I freaking love Ragnarok. I could watch that movie every day. That's how much I love that movie.
I would have put Infinity War and Endgame up there, but I hated what they did with the Hulk in Endgame.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it.
We got Professor Hulk. That's not too bad.
I absolutely love. I loved what they did with the Hulk.
I want Hulk to just.
He wants this Hulk. That's why.
Yeah, you want World War Hulk.
He wants World War
I
Hulk.
want Hulk.
That's what you want. This is the Hulk.
I don't want him sitting there dapping with kids, wearing a shirt. No, I want him to Hulk the fuck out and bash shit up. That's what I want.
The first thing this Hulk does when he gets to the moon, he goes up to Black Bolt. Black Bolt yells at him all of his power. At least, Black Bolt whispers. He destroys a building. So Black Bolt yells at Hulk, and Hulk just kills him right there.
Now,
he doesn't kill him. He throws him down. He knocks him out and takes him to the. Basically, he gets all the superheroes and he puts them in Madison Square Garden and makes them fight each other.
Like a Coliseum kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
like a Coliseum. Yeah, but he like
that scene was like Undertaker losing at WrestleMania. All right, because for 50 years, Black Bolt just whispering could level a city.
Yeah.
And the fact that he actually goes out and the Hulk is like, whatever, dude, should never have happened.
They really took Black Bolt's power and reduced it by a lot up to this point.
Stupid.
I don't know why they do that. I'll show you.
I know we're talking Marvel, but in the amalgamation series, Batman did beat the Hulk.
Yeah, and I don't even like that either.
I just had to throw that out there real quick.
I don't like Batman being able to beat Superman outside of that Kryptonian ring he has. I just don't find that being realistic because if Superman really wanted to be Batman, it would be.
Oh yeah, it'd be a done deal.
It'd be over. It'd be over.
It would be over.
You know?
Yeah. Because
go ahead, Johnny.
In the movie, before he said Martha and he fucked him up. Yeah, I can't believe that saved them. That was so stupid because he had him he could have crushed his face and just like.
That's when I tuned out of the movie. Was that
first off? I am a huge Batman fan, but fuck Batman versus Superman and fuck Justice
It was good.
League.
The first 2/3 of Batman versus Superman was pretty good. The last third was super unnecessary.
Well, it's not even so much unnecessary. It's the fact that they used that as the trigger to form Justice League. Batman didn't even form the Justice League, number one.
Right.
And the original Justice League members did not include Cyborg.
No.
So how
That's
can
like
you
New
have a
52.
Justice League when two of the most famous ones are gone?
Well, and I'll tell you why, Brett. In the same way that once Robert Downey Jr. started playing Iron Man, the Iron Man in the comic book shifted to look a little bit more like him, and he had that kind of sarcastic pattern, because Tony Stark was never that kind of a sarcastic bonehead. So, and in the same way,
asshole though.
yes, asshole, drunkard.
And he was a drunk.
Yes. So going back to Justice League, I hate that. I love Cyborg and the Teen Titans, all those Wolfman Perez Teen Titans from the early '80s. Love all that. When they promoted Cyborg, I was like, seriously. But it is. They're trying to do, the cross marketing. So if little Johnny sees Cyborg in the films and little Johnny wants to buy the comic book, Cyborg is going to be there. So for purists, it's screwy. Yeah,
but still, you don't sacrifice Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern for Cyborg.
Yeah, no, I agree. Particularly Martian Manhunter.
And then not only that, they made it seem like an old Batman formed Justice League in order to bring Superman back because he had died. Yeah. That wasn't even the whole. I was like, you had the prime opportunity here.
Batman
with
created
one of the biggest teams of all of comic books to nail it out of the park, and you fucked it up. And then not only that, they kicked out the original director and brought in some other guy to just finish the movie.
Which is funny because they brought in the guy that did the first Avengers, Joss Whedon.
Right.
Everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be super freaking good," but
he had to work with. If he built it from scratch, I think he probably would have done a really good job, because I like Joss Whedon's stuff, and I think if he didn't have to like pick up the pieces from it, he started the entire story from, like, if he started, the Batman movies and the Superman movies, and then the B versus B versus S movies, I think like he would have had a full on story had he been the creator from the beginning. But when you start changing people up, and you get what we got, and then that's unfortunate. And it sucks that we didn't get a Green Lantern movie too, like a proper Green Lantern movie. We got that piece of shit.
Not yet.
No, wait a minute. I actually enjoyed the Green Lantern, except for the fact I felt they picked the wrong actor to portray Hal Jordan.
Ryan Reynolds to me is
Kyle Rayner.
He needs to be Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner is.
Kyle Rayner.
As far as Mark Strong playing Sinestro, and that was good. And the late Michael Clark Duncan playing Kilowog, that was great.
That was good.
But I just did not feel that a comedian should be playing a serious character.
Fair enough.
Now, if it would have been Kyle Rayner Green Lantern, I thought it would have been awesome.
Okay.
Well, Hal Jordan isn't the more serious one. The more serious Green Lantern is John Stewart, but he's a Marine. Kyle Rayner's the more like straightforward, sarcastic. But Hal Jordan, he and Barry Allen are best friends. Those are the two that always get paired in some of the Justice Leagues, like Wally West and John Stewart.
Right.
Those two get paired.
Also during the 60s, I mean, when Denny O'Neil and when Neil Adams was breaking in and Denny O'Neil was breaking in, you had the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series. And it was this, with all the social upheaval in the 60s, it was the juxtaposition of the more conservative Hal Jordan and the more liberal Oliver Queen. And they would encounter things like kids tripping on drugs and the racial issues. And it was, Denny O'Neil wrote the dynamic to be more about kind of like to mirror the country as manifested through these two superheroes and how they disagreed about everyday problems. They didn't really fight supervillains in that short run, but it's remembered as being one of the greatest runs in all of comic history. Just that little, I don't know what it was, 8, 10, 12 issues. I was going to say too about the JLA casting. Okay, firstly, yes, Cyborg, get him the fuck out of there. How in the hell they don't choose Grant Gustin as the Flash? They have a well-established Flash who is well-liked, who's done a great job with the role, and
I agree.
That kid wasn't bad. I've got nothing against that kid Flash. He was good. But I'm used to the Grant Gustin Flash, and I didn't like how that kid was kind of a little flighty. He wasn't Barry Allen to me. Or,
he was mopey.
He played Barry Allen, but he was like he tripped over his own feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A scientist, and he's smart, and he's a little older. That guy should have played a Wally West Flash. Then I might have
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You nailed it on the head.
And a young Wally West Flash, like as soon as he's taken over because Barry died in the crisis, not the experienced Wally West got. So all right, so you screw up there. You screw up by including Cyborg. You screw up there. Love Wonder Woman as the casting.
Oh yeah, yeah. She can do no wrong.
No,
she can do no wrong.
Yeah,
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
I love the Wonder Woman movie.
You know, she's a legit Israeli soldier, right? Like Gal Gadot, she's a legit Israeli soldier. Like,
My wife and I had this discussion. Like one of the problems I had growing up, even though she hot as hell, I never understood if Amazonian, why you're having a white woman play an Amazonian.
Right.
And so when I saw that she had color to her, I was like, they finally got it
right. and on that note, on that exact same note, I dig him. I dig his look. Maybe if someone had looked like him in the 60s or the 40s, rather. But Aquaman, totally miscast. I love Jason Momoa, and I thought he looked great. But I want a blonde Shaggy. If you want to do the Shaggy version of Aquaman, fine. I think you're riding off the Game of Thrones fame a little bit there in that bit of casting. And I've got nothing against Momoa. And he looked great.
You're not wrong.
He looked the part. But, I mean, come on now. Let's try and keep certain things the way they are. We don't want to – I can deal with a Black Heimdall because it's freaking Idris Elba. All right? I don't have any problem with that.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? But then also,
Idris Elba fan?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's Idris Elba. You can't.
Right. But they also had to twist the origin because you can't have a Black Heimdall if you're truly Norse gods. Right? It doesn't work. They made them an alien race that were worshipped as gods, and then they have that little bit of wiggle room, right? So I do like the creative casting, and it worked for Momoa. I've got nothing bad about him, but the purist in me wanted to see some other actor.
And see, that was my argument, but I couldn't justify any other way when they did Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin.
Right.
But the thing was, who are you going to get actor-wise?
That look like
that big
like that.
That's going to look without putting CGI and without stilts and without anything else. Who are you going to get to do that?
Go
ahead, John.
I was saying a good Aquaman, probably a younger Brad Pitt would have been a good. I can see him with a beard and because he did that movie Troy and he was badass in that movie, and I can totally see him being Aquaman.
Troy was great.
Yeah.
Before Momoa got casted as Aquaman, I wanted him to play Lobo.
Now that's
he would have been a good Lobo. Yeah. Lobo. We need a Lobo movie. Yeah. That was it.
Lobo is such a badass.
They can only do him animated though. They couldn't do him live action.
I wouldn't mind having.
But it would be weird if he was live action. He would have to be an animated movie. I don't know. I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the sci-fi show Krypton did do Lobo.
I know he was on somewhere. I don't know if he was on Lois and Clark or the Superboy. I don't know which one, but I know he was on.
He was on Krypton because they did Krypton, or they did Lobo, they did Doomsday, and then on that one it threw me for a loop that General Zod is black. They had a black guy playing him.
Yeah. See, my problem with Duncan more, Brett, was and the reason why I really love D'Onofrio is Kingpin is big, but he's not muscular. All his muscles are hidden by the fat, if you will, or hidden by the bulk.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah,
well, my muscles hidden by my fat.
My beard makes a shield,
when I was Duncan, the black thing went to the side. It was more about this dude is just too damn ripped to play Kingpin. He could play some other guy, but
Yeah.
the thing that I loved about Kingpin all the way back in Spidey is you've got this big fatso, and then Miller, when he made him a Daredevil foe, just really ramped it up.
Yeah.
Where you're like, man, this guy is nasty, and that's why I thought D'Onofrio was just genius casting.
Well, when I saw him walk out as Kingpin, I was like, oh my God. And when he did that, when I saw D'Onofrio walk out as Kingpin, and when he slammed that dude's head and it decapitated, then he kicked it across the floor, I was hooked. Like, I woke my wife up. She was in the bedroom, and I was like, whoa! Like, and she goes, what the hell? And I showed her the scene, and she was like, oh my gosh.
And see, that's the difference between a show and a movie, though. You know, at that point, Michael Clark Duncan is hot and he's big, so you're gunning at him. The same thing with the Punisher. They haven't had a good movie Punisher yet in 4 tries. John Barenthal in those 2 seasons was amazing as the Punisher.
He was killer.
Yeah.
The first Punisher, I liked it.
The first with Travolta, that wasn't that bad. That was a good
Well,
one.
but actually wasn't the first one.
Travolta?
Yeah, the very first Punisher movie.
John
Travolta was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy.
He was the bad
He
guy.
played Howard Frank. It was Thomas.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. I was like, oh, this is good. I can't wait to the second one. And then the second one came out, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
But Thomas Jane wasn't even the first Punisher.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dolph Lundgren was the first Punisher.
Oh,
That's
Dolph
who it
Lundgren.
That's
Dolph
who it was.
Lundgren.
When I saw Dolph, you know, I loved him as Drago, but don't put him as my Punisher. I don't want that clown as my Punisher.
Did you guys see the Captain Marvel movie?
The girl Captain Marvel, I didn't, but I want
the movie, the one that just that came out.
The female Captain Marvel who got kicked up to Captain Marvel, right?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at something. I'm talking about Shazam because I'm looking at I'm looking at a picture of Captain Marvel, and it's like it's Shazam. Yeah, I mean Shazam. Did you see the Shazam movie? It's just one.
Yes.
I mean, he was also known as Captain Marvel before.
Yeah, he was.
Marvel
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
The
actually
Shazam movie was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Now that's
I did enjoy it.
Jeff Johns, who did all the great, Colors of the Rainbow Lantern stories for DC, and
yeah.
reboot with Flash with Wally West. Jeff Johns, who's a hell of a writer. Jeff Johns' Shazam reboot, where you've got Billy in the orphanage and all this kind of stuff, and he's more worldly wise as opposed to the kid reporter, golly gee, that turns into Shazam. And I like that they've done the inverse. They started this with the Justice League in the 80s. Did any of you guys read the Justice League in the Blah-ha-ha era with Guy Gardner as the Green Lantern and Batman?
No.
Oh,
was that Tower of Babel, or was that early 90s when Tower of Babel came out?
It was a comedic take with J.D. Mateus as the writer and Kevin McGuire doing amazing art. But they were the first ones to introduce the Captain Marvel character more as this innocent, naive dude. Because when you go back to the 40s and 50s and 30s and the 70s, Captain Marvel, the Shazam guy, is a stud. Is a stud grown-up man, and he comes out of a kid. Well, since they started doing that, and then Jeff Johns ran with that idea and made the kid smarter than the man form, and the man is like, well, like a teenager. I like that juxtaposition. I think it's really, really cool.
Mm.
I thought it was refreshing watching Shazam mess up learning how to do certain things. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Like him trying to leap over the building and he goes into the floor before getting up into the building.
Yeah.
Or when he tries to go fly and then he falls back down. I found the movie just utterly entertaining. Even my son was cracking up.
I still haven't seen it. I need to though.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No, so there were certain parts that were like they could have done without, like him charging cell phones and going to buy beer and stuff like that. I'm just like, come on, why? I mean, I get it. He's a kid and he's got a grown man's body, and that's something a kid would do,
right?
But they could have just, I don't know, done without those parts. But
but you have to look at it from this point of view too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Tom Hanks Big.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's basically what happened. But he's now a superhero,
right? Right. And unlike having an infantile mind like the Hulk has, the Hulk has the 2-year-old mind when he's hulked out. You get a 12 to 14-year-old mind. And
Right.
Did you know that the
It's not a
Hulk,
phase, Mom.
the Hulk, Bruce Banner is literally inside the Hulk's flesh, like if he was a suit, because the Hulk gets his head ripped off, and then Bruce Banner's head sprouts out from the stump.
I call bullshit.
And he's like,
No
and then all of a sudden,
No
the head grows around his head. Yeah,
who wrote that story?
I forgot who. I forgot who.
That is BS.
Okay.
The gamma radiation put him into his psyche, and that's the way it should be.
Well, Bruce Banner had the Hulk psyche in his head the entire time, even before the gamma rays.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. But that's a retcon. That's a retcon too. But and I'm okay with that. But Bruce popping up because he shares the same flush. What the hell is that? It's like the Fantastic Four movie from the 70s. Right? That's garbage.
It was part of it was in one of the comic series because they were there like, oh, what would happen if someone flew up and just ripped the Hulk's head off? What would happen? And they answered that question. Bruce Banner's head popped out of the stump, and then because Hulk's body regenerates so quickly that the head just like formed around him, and he came back and he started fighting again.
That's idiotic as well. It's one thing to have like a nasty laser or slash wound and you regenerate. So he regenerated spine, he regenerated skull, he regenerated brain. Come on. Seriously, I would buy that with Wolverine. I sure as hell am not going to buy that with the Hulk. Come on. That's
Wolverine could come back from a lot, man. He gets his whole body ripped. He gets his whole skeleton like ripped out of his body and stuff like that, man.
It's ridiculous. And kind of like with Superman, as he got older and older, writers just kept making that healing factor stronger and stronger. It was never supposed to be like that. You go and watch the original or read the first 20, 30 original new X-Men. He gets beat up and he's taken out. He eventually comes back, but it's not like he takes 2 puffs out of a cigarette and goes, "Let's go." Or
no, it takes some time. Like it takes, yeah.
And now this one can be immersed in acid and barely have a piece of flesh left, and he grows around the freaking skeleton. No, I don't like that. It's unrealistic.
Kind of like Deadpool getting his hand cut off,
or ripped in half. I love that. When he gets ripped in half by Juggernaut, he's like, yeah. That's hysterical, man.
Okay. What is your favorite? This is kind of a 2-part question. What is your favorite Hulk in the movies? The version of Hulk. And then who is your favorite Bruce Banner?
In the movies, like the MCU, like the
Hulk, Incredible Hulk, and then Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers.
Mine, definitely the Edward Norton Hulk is my favorite Hulk. Yeah.
Oh, you like that
Hulk and Bruce Banner?
I think so. Yeah, I think I didn't like Eric Bana. Tom Ruffalo was good, but I feel like Mark Ruffalo, whatever.
Too many Toms and too many Chris's.
Yeah, Edward Norton, I feel like didn't get. I mean, he got a fair shake in that movie, but I feel like he needed another movie to really like build on the character more. But the Hulk in that movie. Yeah, but the Hulk in that movie, I feel, is like the best looking and like the stronger, Hulk in that movie. I just think that he looked right, like he looked like that's the way the Hulk should look like, not
MCU,
that weird shape that he was in the Avengers movies. He was like this, like he looked like he had a hunchback. He was like more rounder, That Incredible Hulk one was like he looked more like symmetrical and more powerful and more and like he looked like he was like that's the way the Hulk should look like, and he did it right. Like as he got angrier, he got stronger because when he was fighting Abomination, excuse me, and he got stabbed, and he saw Betty, and he got really angry. His eyes glowed green, and he got stronger, and he took the arm out and he just beat the crap out of him. And that's the way the Hulk should be. Hulk, as he gets madder, should get stronger. So when he's fighting Thanos in that movie and he's getting punched, he shouldn't be getting knocked out. He should be getting angrier and stronger and his strength should be building up. But that didn't happen.
The freaking rings. Well, he's already tough and he has all the rings too. So I can buy that.
Well, no, he had the power stone, but I don't think he was using it.
In the first Hulk, when he was at the house and they kept shooting at him, he was actually getting bigger and bigger
Yeah, I don't
and
like
bigger.
that. Yeah, I don't like that. He gets stronger. That doesn't mean he turns into a giant.
Oh no, he doesn't get taller. He just gets
Yeah.
stronger the matter he gets.
To answer your question, Brett, I like the Avengers 1 Hulk just because I'm like, oh my God, the Hulk and CGI, they finally got him done right. Even though the later iterations were probably better done. And it took a few movies, but Ruffalo grew on me by Endgame.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
I was a little like, I mean, because he's a little stockier, a little bigger than Bruce, and I was like, but at Endgame, I was like, okay, this is my Bruce Banner. I'm with him.
So for me, I like the Avengers one just because, little bonus fact, they added Lou Ferrigno's Hulk roar into his.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Pretty cool. And I loved Smart Hulk because there's so many different Hulk Bruce Banner combinations. Like you got Mr. Fix-It, you've got the Smart Hulk, and then you've got like Gray Hulk, and then there's Red Hulk, which is Thunderbolt Ross, but that's
Yeah,
not
it's different
happening
Hulk
yet.
altogether. Yeah.
But I love the Avengers version of Hulk the best.
My
Especially-
favorite Hulk is the one Johnny said, the one from Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
But
because that's the Incredible
Banner-
Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, but my favorite Banner is Mark Ruffalo.
Mhm.
Now, I
Yeah.
thought Sam Elliott played one hell of
Ross?
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, that's a good. Not the guy I would cast as him either, but he
No.
kind of like Michael Keaton as Batman. Definitely not the guy I would have cast, but did a great job.
Yeah.
Did a better job than Clooney or Kilmer or any of those other era Batman.
Kilmer
Now,
with the nipples.
when I had mentioned earlier about the perfect Sinestro being Mark Strong,
Yeah,
to me, in the movies of any of the comic book movies, to me the perfect character or the perfect actor to play that character was J.K. Simmons playing
Jonah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Jonah Jameson.
It was
Oh,
almost
yeah.
as if Live Guy, like comic, popped right out of the comics into the live action,
Yeah, I'm with
and
you.
he nailed that.
I'm with you. Although I got to tell you, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine made me go, damn, particularly when he started like getting ripped.
Well, yeah,
The thing
Even
is
though-
with Wolverine, though, Hugh Jackman did great, but I want accuracy in my portrayals. And Wolverine is literally only like 5'6".
Yeah, I know.
Hugh Jackman's like 6'3".
I know. I got you.
Other than that, perfect. And it's hard to it's going to be hard to replace Jackson, but I already had someone pegged to be his replacement, but he's taken right now, and that guy was Tom Hardy.
I think he's gonna be back as Wolverine. I read that somewhere where he's gonna reprise
They
the
keep
role.
saying he's going to, and with the MCU the way it's going, they're doing the Eternals next. I think
Yeah,
they're the ones that created the X gene, which created the mutants.
right,
Mhm.
right. Which is the only
Well,
reason I can think that they're doing them because they weren't a successful comic franchise.
No.
They were way off the Jack Kirby. Give Jack Kirby a project late in his life to keep him here at Marvel. He was trying to replicate New Gods with Mr. Miracle and Darkseid and all those things. It didn't quite work. Yeah,
And
a
then-
weird choice. A definite weird choice for a Marvel movie for sure.
And with the Eternals, they've got Angelina Jolie in it.
Yeah.
A couple other famous people, and it's just like they're going all in on this one.
Yeah, they're trying to grab that Marvel money. That's why
Yeah,
they see those big $1 billion paydays.
and I
at the box office. Man.
what it is, but the Eternals were kind of like a parallel to the Greek gods because even in some of their names, it's very similar. It's just like spelled differently. Like there's an Icarus, even though he wasn't a god, and Ikaris. And so there was this kind of Greek parallel. So I could see when you're talking about gods, you don't want to populate that universe with a bunch of unknowns. I could see them throwing some, heavy hitters in their big faces for that movie. Because who else is going to go? I mean, the comic was around in the 70s and for a whisper time. Even hardcore people don't know about that comic book. How are you going to get an audience to go to that if you don't populate it with some big names?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch Iron Fist?
No.
Yeah.
No, I heard it was boring.
I actually liked it.
I liked it. I liked it. It was not, by the way, speaking of Iron Fist, this is Iron Fist 14, first appearance of Sabretooth.
Oh, wow.
That's what the original Sabretooth looked like, right down there.
Nice.
And then, since I had a feeling then I also have 15, which is where he fights all of the X-Men. And that was his last episode. I thought the casting for that guy who was in Game of Thrones that played Danny, I thought that was great casting. I forget the actor's name.
That played Danny?
Danny Rand, Iron Fist.
Oh.
I didn't like in season 1 that he didn't have the costume, or any remnants of the costume. That bothered me.
Uh-huh.
It was definitely the weakest of all the Marvel series, and I'm including Jessica Jones there because I really like Jessica Jones, but it's not a superhero series to me.
Right.
It's just different.
Does she have any powers, Jessica Jones?
She's like a low-level, what we would call in the Champions role-playing game, a low-level brick. Super strength, some invulnerability, could jump really far, super endurance, but not at a high level.
I could do that.
No, I did also like Luke Cage.
I love Luke Cage, and I love the actor for Luke Cage.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
spot on casting. That's spot on casting.
What's coming up down the pike? I think Mobius is coming out. Venom 2's Morbius coming out with Jared Leto. Yes.
What's interesting is the guy that played the villain in Luke Cage in the first one. That not the villain, but he played the mob boss or whatever.
Cottonmouth?
Yes.
Marshall Ali.
He's going to portray Blade in the remake.
Oh man, that's not coming out for so long though. A new Blade movie.
Marshall Ali is a bad man. He won an Oscar. And then after he'd won the Oscar, he was cast for this and did that. He was also if we have any True Detective fans in the house, and I love True Detective.
Was that a good season?
2 was bad. It had its moments, but it was bad just because it was rushed. 3, I would put it above 2, but still nowhere close to 1.
No, 1 was great.
Yeah. Anyone who hasn't watched True Detective on HBO season 1 with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. And if you're not a Matthew McConaughey fan, put that bias to the side because to me this is his favorite role. He actually plays like 2 roles because he's playing the same character in different times, and they're so different.
You said that's on HBO?
That's on HBO.
Well, and he did the True Detective role. Why he looked so skinny in that one was because it was right around that North Dallas 40.
Yeah.
Or Dallas Buyers Club, sorry.
Dallas
Buyers Club.
40. That's one for the. But he also wrote a 400-page backstory for his character. He wrote He was given the character, and he wrote a 400-page backstory. So Matthew McConaughey went all in on that role.
Nice.
See, and you mentioned Woody Harrelson. He's playing Carnage in the next Venom movie.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's going to be Carnage.
Yeah, you didn't watch the very end scene on Venom?
Nah.
You didn't see Venom?
You have to go all the way to the end because he's in jail.
Venom was such a good movie. I don't know why people didn't like it. I liked it. I really liked it.
What I've seen of it, I loved it.
Best part of the movie is when he grabs that steak and he's like, he tries to eat it and he goes, "Oh no, it's dead," and he puts it. It's the best fucking part of that movie. I love that because he eats live things. That's why.
If it wasn't for Woody Harrelson, and if they did a Carnage movie here about in the last 10-15 years, my dream Carnage is Jackie Earle Haley.
That's a good call. A funny call when we talk about when he first appears is Carrot Top after plastic surgery. That should have been Carnage. Because he's this red-headed, wild-looking dude. And Carrot Top after plastic surgery is a wild-looking dude.
I will have to say one of my favorite scenes in any of the MCU movies is when Hulk jumps into Tony Stark's building in the Avengers.
Slams him.
And he starts going off, and then he just grabs him by the feet and just slams him down and then walks away, and he's like, "Beauty God."
Beauty God.
And Loki's just laying there going,
Great scene.
I just watched the Avengers over the weekend.
I almost wet myself watching that scene. Oh my gosh.
Comes out of nowhere. Great
Yeah.
scene.
I saw it in the theater, and the whole theater like erupted when that happened. Everyone was laughing so hard. That's when you know you have a good movie. When you're in the theater and you have like that audience reaction, and it's a unison reaction. That's when you know you have like a really, really good movie.
I'll be right back.
So I'll pose this question real quick. He mentioned the moment in the Avengers. What is your favorite moment in the MCU? Like favorite little like bit? Because I already have mine, but I won't go just yet.
My favorite is the panoramic reveal of all the heroes in Civil War at the airport. That made me mark.
Oh, when they were fighting each other? All right.
Yeah, when you got to see them all and you could see everyone, I was like, yes!
Civil War was so good.
Yeah.
I think
that was
when...
my number one Marvel movie. I don't know that I did my...
Oh,
And there he goes. Damn.
it was so good while it lasted.
Favorite moment was when Captain America gets Mjolnir, he catches it. Oh, I stood up in the theater. I said, "Oh shit!" That was it for me.
Endgame is the only movie I've watched in theaters twice,
Oh wow!
and I plan on keeping it that way.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times, and it makes me tear every time. Every time a freaking movie gets me. Every single when Tony has that interaction with his dad in the past. Oh my god, that kills me. I can't take it.
Everything. So I mentioned earlier that Captain America is my favorite character. He is my favorite in the MCU because for me, I got really emotional every time it was him and Peg, Agent Carter. Mm-hmm. Like the scene, like every time he would see her, he couldn't say anything to her. And it was heartbreaking. And then finally, at the very end, he goes back to the past. You see the flashback with him dancing with her, and I'll admit it, I cried both times.
That made you see. I didn't get emotional on that because he got to have his time with her. Like he went back and he freaking lived his life with her and whatever. So it was a good happy ending, But yeah, I like just that part with Tony and his dad. I was like, oh,
God.
Yeah. The stuff with his dad is so good.
That crushed me.
I love what I did like though is that they finally that they showed that Captain America picked up Mjolnir.
Yeah,
that's what we said.
That's what I said.
And that's very recent in comics too.
I think I was screaming. I was like, "Kick his ass! Whip his ass!" In the theater.
Kick his ass, Steve ass. But no, him getting Mjolnir is actually fairly recent in the comics, within the last 10 years. And the little bit in Age of Ultron when it shows that he can budget, and Thor's just like,
yeah,
because Thor noticed, no one else did.
Yeah.
The only reason Steve Rogers could not pick up the hammer was because he wasn't willing to use it for a violent action to harm somebody. Because even though he's a soldier, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. Mm-hmm. Where unless you're Thor and you hurt people all the time. That's the reason why he was finally able to pick it up, was because he needed to defeat Thanos. Yeah. That's the only reason he got it.
I mean, by the way, that's my least favorite Avengers movie, and I so love Ultron, and I so love James Spader. But man, that movie was really a letdown for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what they should have been able just to put Mjolnir on Thanos' chest and hold him down. Because he can't lift it. He should have just dropped it on him. Like that, he wouldn't be able to get up.
There was
he didn't have any Infinity Stones. He was just a much younger, willing to kill everybody. Thanos. That's why he was a little stronger. He was stronger because he wasn't trying to. He had when he first started going at everybody, his plan was to wipe out half the population, save half of them, and kind of cull the herd of the universe. But this Thanos that we got in the very last movie was screw that plan. Everyone dies, and I don't care. Like that's it. That's why he was so like more dangerous, and he was a lot younger.
And he saw what eventually would happen.
Yeah, so like he was like, I'm not pulling any punches at all. Like, I'm gonna go all out. But they still could have done that. They could have hit him with the hammer and then just put it on his shoulder or even on his fucking back or something. He wouldn't be able to get up. He would just be stuck on the floor because he can't lift the hammer. You know.
Now, was the fight between Thanos and Hulk realistic? Like, or would Hulk have taken?
Well, there's a theory on that one. There's after Infinity War and Endgame came out, there's a theory that wasn't actually the Hulk, but it was Loki playing the Hulk.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And that Loki's not actually dead.
But I think that was debunked, right? You know, it's pretty.
Well, Loki's getting his own TV show on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
but that's the Loki that escaped with the Tesseract.
Oh yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
he gets the that's why. No, that they're saying that the it's just Thanos by himself without any Infinity Stones is really, really strong. Like he's very, very strong. So the only thing what they messed up was that when he was beating on the Hulk didn't power up like he should have. Because when he's getting hit and he's getting beat up, he should be getting angrier and he should be getting stronger. And that's why the Incredible Hulk is my favorite Hulk, because they really show that in that movie. And that didn't happen when he was fighting Thanos. People were saying that, you know, he was using the Power Stone. I don't think he was using the stone. I just think he caught the Hulk just underestimated his opponent and he just like got knocked out. And you know, they did it wrong. They did it. He should have powered up and got there. And then maybe, you know, I don't know. Should have put up a better fight. But yeah, they didn't do him right either. Throughout that whole movie, they didn't do him right. Him having an internal fight with Bruce and not coming out and not being useful and things like that. Yeah, that was dumb. I thought that was dumb. It was funny though, when he was like, "You're embarrassing me in front of the wizard." That was funny.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Joe's right. Yeah, they were very screwed. You know, it was his movie. That's why, like, you know, all the other movies, they were like, you know, that was Thanos' movie.
Yeah, Infinity War was all about Thanos.
That was Thanos' movie, and you know, all that.
And then at the beginning of Endgame, Thor goes off and just cuts his head in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, immediately.
Like, all right, movie's over. Bye. 3 hours later, crying like a baby.
Oh.
I didn't like the ending of Endgame.
Okay, I have one complaint. So for me, it's Cap passing off the shield.
Should have gone to Winter Soldier.
It should have gone to Winter Soldier because he was Captain America first before Falcon. Falcon get the shield, and again, another in the past 10 years storyline. And I hope Falcon and Winter Soldier, the show on Disney Plus, ends up with them fighting over the shield.
Oh, does it?
I want it to. I really do. Because the Winter Soldier's Captain America shield is my favorite. It's all silver with a red star in the middle. I think it's the coolest one.
I feel like Bucky would just destroy Falcon. He would just like whoop his ass all up and down he would tear his wings off and that's it. It'd be over. He's just a man. He's just a man with wings that can, and he has a flight suit. You take that away, you take the flight suit away. I mean, come on, man. There's no way. He's got that superhuman strength. There's no way he's gonna it's like game over, man.
And that's what I love about comic books. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
But I think it. Other than that, I mean, I loved Endgame. Whenever I list my favorite MCU movies, I purposely don't choose like the ensemble ones like the Avengers, like Endgame, Infinity War. I like because those are the obvious answers because they're the big team up movies, right?
Yeah.
So I always go for the individual ones, and my current favorite is Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. That was a good one. Yeah.
And then they're kind of out of order, but Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, the original Iron Man. I got to throw in the first Captain America in there, and then probably the first Guardians.
I would have loved to have seen Doctor Strange in the theater when it was in 3D.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't see it in 3D. I saw it in regular because
Yeah,
I don't know. I just I don't know when it comes to 3D movies. I don't normally go for 3D movies. Not because they cost more or anything like that. It's just because I don't want it to be like overtaken by the 3D part of it. I want to see it without getting all jacked up and dizzy because that
but
movie was
see
kind
that
of dizzy.
Doctor Strange was perfect for 3D though,
Yeah.
because of how everything moved. And
The only 3D movie I've ever seen was the second Ghost Rider.
That was in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
The Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh,
Is that why that movie looked like that? Okay, I get it. It makes more sense. I didn't know that movie was in 3D. Now when I see that movie, I'm like, oh, okay, I see where they had parts of it that was in 3D.
like I liked the Ghost Rider movies.
Makes
Don't
sense.
get me wrong. Like I love me some Nick Cage just because he's Nick Cage.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. Yeah.
That first Ghost Rider, I was a big fan of. I don't know why. The scene with him and Sam Elliott riding together, that was so cool.
now it's not a comic book movie, but I thought this was hugely ironic when I saw The Accountant and Ben Affleck, who played Batman at the time, used as collateral Superman first appearances as collateral. I just thought that was really hugely ironic.
Huh.
So you mentioned Batfleck and
Batfleck.
Val Kilmer.
That's a good bat.
earlier.
I think he did a good Batman, Ben Affleck.
So
I didn't hate it.
I've ranked my favorite Batman. Batman is the one that I've mentioned it a million times already, but Batman is of course my favorite comic book character. I'll go ahead and show this. My favorite Batman of all time, Kevin Conroy.
Animated.
Because I rank him by like best Bruce Wayne, best Batman, and then best combo. My favorite combo is Ben Affleck. My favorite Bruce Wayne is probably Christian Bale because because Bruce Wayne had to carry on the persona of being a major asshole, billionaire, playboy. My favorite Batman, honestly, for some reason, my first live action Batman was Batman Forever with Jim Carrey playing the Riddler Joker. I love Batman Forever for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's a guilty pleasure, I guess.
I have the glasses from McDonald's from that movie. The Batman glasses. I have those.
My grandpa passed away January of last year, and when we were going through his stuff, and because we passed out all of his things, of course, to all the grandkids, there was one thing I wanted. My grandpa was a big NASCAR fan, and back when Batman Forever came out, I think 95, 96, McDonald's, their driver, I think was Bill Elliott.
Yeah,
They did a Batman Forever hat with the McDonald's logo on it with the green question mark. My grandpa had two of them, and I got both of them.
Huh.
Those, besides this right here, those are my two favorite Batman prized possessions.
I wanted the cars when they did the cars. The back when Action Racing Collectibles was real big, they did that race where one driver did Batman and one driver did Joker, and I wanted those cars, but they were so hot, I could never get them.
And Jeff Gordon drove when he was mainly sponsored by Pepsi. He had a Superman car.
Yeah,
Hot Wheels did the diecast, and I had it at my parents' house at one point in time.
I know nothing of NASCAR.
Me either.
See, my dad's side is full of NASCAR fans, so I kind of grew up around it a little bit. But other than that, I wasn't too crazy about it. I just happened to see like the comic stuff, and whenever I'd always go see my grandma and grandpa, I would always see those Batman Forever hats, and I had to have them, and I got both of them, along with a bunch of Indianapolis Colts hats. So I want to say go Colts real quick. I don't care if Tyson's in here. Him and his Chiefs Bullshit.
Damn.
Colts
Wow.
beat the Chiefs in the
So
regular
much hate.
season.
So much Chief hate. My God.
Well, I don't hate the
I
Chiefs.
will-
I do like the fact I was going for the Titans the whole time during the playoffs, of course, but Colts beat the Chiefs in the regular season at Kansas City, and I rest my case.
Speaking of Tyson, he's going to eat cookies tomorrow.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to eat cookies.
Alls I know is my wife had told me when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, when Harry Osborn appeared as the Green Goblin and then killed Gwen Stacy, I went so crazy in the movie theater. Like, I was like, what? Like, I flipped out. And she told me after we were walking to the car, I am never going to a comic book movie with you ever again.
Have you
And
read
she never
the
did.
story where Gwen Stacy died?
What?
Have you not
I have,
read the
yeah.
Spider-Man issue where
No.
Gwen Stacy died?
But she did. But wasn't it in Norman's hands?
Mm-mm. It was Peter trying to save her.
Okay, well, that was here. But what I'm saying is, Harry is the one that appeared as the Green Goblin in that movie. And then he dropped her, and as Peter saving her, in turn, it killed her. But Harry wasn't the first Green Goblin.
It was Norman.
Right. And she died because Norman had done something and Peter tried to save her. So that's where I got mad. And I was like, what? Like, and I was getting ready to throw popcorn because I had my hand in the bucket, and she put my arm down. And then afterwards, we were with some friends, and he was cracking up because he knew why I was pissed. And she was like, I'm never going to a comic book movie with you ever again. And she didn't.
My girlfriend can attest to this. She's standing right next to me. She does not like going to movies with me. She went with me both times to watch Endgame,
Wow.
and she's not into the whole comic book things, and she actually fell asleep during Black Panther.
It's all right. I fell asleep on Wonder Woman. I still fall asleep on whenever Wonder Woman came. I cannot sit through that whole movie. I don't know why, but I start that movie and I end up passing out. I like the movie too. It's not like I don't like the movie. I don't know what it is about Wonder Woman, but I fall asleep.
And as much as maybe Jason Momoa wasn't the best choice, I did like Aquaman.
I haven't seen it. And I'll say this right now. They need to recast Amber Heard because she's a bitch. And she framed Johnny Depp.
He played a good Captain Jack Sparrow.
Well, they're rebooting Pirates without him.
Why?
It's not going to be Pirates, but
Yeah. Why?
Because of all the allegations that Amber Heard sent out against him, and
Fuck
Disney
that.
has. Yeah, I know. And now that it's come to light that Amber Heard has come and hold on a second.
you got a call from Amber.
Amber Heard, yeah.
Amber Heard's like, I heard Cable Cap's talking about me on live on Beer Therapy. What the fuck?
Sorry.
I'm gonna smack him around like I did Johnny Depp.
Sorry. But with all
I'm
the
gonna go run and hide.
all the stuff that's come to light with Amber Heard framing Johnny Depp and all these people that attacked Johnny Depp so vehemently, and now everything coming to light, Johnny Depp is still seeing the repercussions of being falsely accused of assaulting her. And it's sad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It-
So they got rid of him from playing Captain Sparrow because of all of that. That's crazy. Man.
But I don't think they'll get rid of him. I think they'll go back and just be like, hey, we made a mistake. Here you go. Make us another $1 billion with another crappy movie. I love the pirate movies, but the first 3 are the best.
Let's see. Okay, since Colin isn't here from Fable, Question for Colin: is the Fable, all the characters in the Fable world, part of one universe? Is it really? Is it like the Fable universe? Are they all connected?
Yeah,
Because that would, I would call
and they are.
They are, right? I think
Fableverse.
And they are.
Does it need a Superman scent? Smells of Smallville.
I feel like this should be one story to tie all the characters in together, like one, cohesive story, where some characters are related, or some characters are in alliance with each other. Maybe there's some rivalries between sense. I don't know.
Nick, man, I get that, man. I've got no problems. I'm just speaking as the purest fan, geeky guy that collected comics for 30 years. I love Jason Momoa, just not my Aquaman.
Not my Aquaman.
Hashtag not my Aquaman.
Oh, if you read all of them, oh, okay. Yeah, I got to sit down and read all the Fable stories now. Then
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
oh, man, we need to get a book then. I can see it. I can see I can see a whole like collector's edition, like story book of all the Fable stories, and then on the last few pages, it opens up to like a beard oil sampler pack.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Cool.
I would pay like
That would be cool.
I would pay over $100 for that. The whole leather bound book, and then at the end is like a sample pack of all the oils.
Almost as if like someone had lost it, like it was a lost treasure.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
Like someone dug up in their backyard and then found this like treasure trove of stories, and then in it was a sample of each of the characters. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be worth. I would pay over $100 for that. Maybe
Colin,
next is a movie deal.
it's a good idea, man. Come on.
no. Not
Fable
the
the
movie.
movie.
It's funny you said that though, Camel, but because I was thinking, the comics suck nowadays, but I don't think you could do a console, but I imagine you could do like a Fable video game app for the phone. How awesome would that be? Like a side scroller or something like that, old school. I don't know what kind of capital it requires to do something like that, but that would be freaking.
Fable.
I know you're probably thinking next level stuff like this already.
A Fable board game.
Yeah,
I think it'd be more like an
Fable
MMORPG.
Hey, I
It would
suggested to him once in a post about like Fable, like doing a card game like Magic the Gathering kind of thing, like with Fable, characters and stuff. And his response to me led me to believe that he's thinking along those lines. Not exactly, but he hinted at like, something was already in the works along those lines. So I'll be very interested because I dig those characters. I would own those characters in a game, be like, yeah, the archer is walking down the street. Did it.
What
about a Fable Cards Against Humanity?
The bearded Cards Against Humanity. We can have like names of there.
That'd be great.
People. Oh man,
that would be great for the community. That would be awesome, and you could probably make it fairly cheaply.
Shit, the way things are going, we're gonna need a fucking octagon.
He's stuffing, man. That's going down. Holy fuck. Puzzle game with the art and characters, outstanding.
I don't know. I think the book will be a lot better. I think the book will be an easier thing to do.
Tabletop or but no one's reading, Johnny. Tabletop or app?
Yeah, but it's more of a collector's item than anything. You got the oils in the back. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you, man. I mean, I'm not saying
it's small ones like this big. Small ones.
Yeah, little sampler guys.
Sampler size, or even half a sampler size, if you will.
I'm to develop puzzle games. That'd be freaking awesome, dude.
Like this size. This size of each
a gram.
Yeah, like that. That'd be awesome. Who will be ordering? I mean, Colin's got like a couple hundred orders a day, but at that shit would probably be like that would take off. I would buy a book. I would definitely buy a book.
Speaking of, like we were just talking about Momoa, it seemed to me when Colin released the sketch, and he just released the color art today with the picture. The Angler seemed to be, his newest character or one of his newest characters. I don't know what else.
That's the newest in the CBD line.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude, even though he just looks Polynesian, definitely I got some Momoa vibes off of him. I was wondering if the artist was inspired a little bit by Momoa's Aquaman. Oh yeah, AR stores. You can scan the products as well.
Ooh, that's nice.
Cool. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Oh man,
See, Colin's a gamer geek, so he.
I like this. I like where this is going. It's not just beard care.
Yeah, it isn't
It's
just
so much more. It's a whole universe of
I would so buy a role-playing console game like with the Fable universe.
It's a
Because
geek
he's already
care.
got 20, and he could DLC once or twice a year, new ones.
yeah.
But imagine with a shitload. I mean, even if you did like a not an over-the-top game, I just imagine that would just be so much money and time.
With a
Yeah, it
season
would,
pass.
Okay, so I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Aside from the Superman 1, Batman first appearance, Spider-Man first appearance, what is your most coveted comic book that you would want that you don't have?
Oh. Wow.
Oh, that I don't have. I was going to say this guy right here.
What?
This fella right here.
Oh my God, Joe! Holy shit!
You have that?
Yeah, baby. That's a Hulk 181. Right? And I didn't pay 150 for it. That's just the sleeve it's in. I bought it at 1980 Comic-Con for like $10. But yeah.
Oh my God!
So there's that, and then there's also
Would you risk sending that out to get certified and all that stuff?
No, I would because I don't read it anymore. This is Hulk 180 where he actually appears at the very end. Technically,
Gosh.
Don't take it out! Oh my God! What are you doing? Fingerprints!
I've
Oh my
collected
God, fingerprints!
this. Think I worry about this? This is technically Wolverine's first appearance.
You're going to get a speck of dirt on that.
Oh my God!
He was like
No,
Nova.
you're killing me.
Yeah, it's the last panel of the comic. So this is technically his first appearance in
The
one.
oils on your fingers are ruining those pages right now, Joe.
This 180 I have has a bunch of dings on the cover. It's not worth anything, or it would be like probably grayed out to good or very good. So I'm not worried about it. The 181's in better condition.
No.
Put it back. Put it back.
Yeah.
My chest.
Let all of us
Yeah.
like as soon as it came out, we're like, ah!
I can't believe you're letting air touch that. How dare you?
It
That's
just
awesome.
crumbles.
Pretty awesome.
And the other one that I really, really like, just because it's early, is this Spider-Man 23. Just a Green Goblin. It's not even a Green Goblin's first appearance, but it is a Spider-Man 23, so it's like 65, 66.
Wow.
Way back. But as far as which one I would have that I don't have that I would want, I would have to go with first appearance of the Joker.
First appearance of the Joker. Oh.
Yeah.
Funny story about the Joker. I'm a Joker fan. I like the Joker. He makes me laugh, even though he's crazy, does awful things.
He makes everybody laugh.
What I did was I tricked my old job into painting the entire office in Joker themed purple and green.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they didn't see it coming. They were like, "What colors are we you?" And I was like, "Purple and green. We can do it this way." And I bordered off like sections of the entire windows and the walls and everything like that. And so it's like purple and green. And every time I walk in, I'm like, ah. It was like such a Joker thing to do, at my level, like. And it's still like that to this day. I haven't been there for like 5 years, and it's still the same colors.
That's awesome, man.
I know.
That's killer.
There's just so many choices.
Yeah. I don't have grown up in the 60s, 70s and stuff, so I got a lot of those kinds of issues that I wanted.
There's
I don't
so
know.
many Batman stories that, I mean, I have quite a few on digital, but I really would like an original Long Halloween, which is the introduction of Two-Face. And that's a good one. And then I'm a big fan of Batman Year One and then Nightfall.
I have year one and Nightfall both in hard copy.
And then I also, it's very divisive, of course, but The Dark Knight Returns,
which I have also in hard copy.
I hate you, Joe.
Batman Hush.
That I haven't. I was done collecting.
Batman Hush is a great story. And they just did an animated feature on that one too, but I haven't watched it yet.
Mine isn't even a superhero. I'm a huge fan of the band. But when I found out that Marvel did back I think it was this either late 70s or early 80s when they did Kiss, the comic book, and then the band members dumped their own vials of blood in the red ink.
Into the ink.
I wanted that comic book so bad.
And I think it was the Super Treasury size edition, the really big one.
Yeah, it was limited run, but the big thing was that they put their own blood in the red ink.
I remember that.
That one, and then the first appearance of the black suit that turned into Venom in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, after the Secret Wars.
It's 128. You're killing me, Joe.
I know.
Is that the one you're talking about?
What?
No, I don't have it.
He doesn't have it. That's on his phone.
Oh,
yeah.
This person has it on sale for $295.95.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't justify that purchase.
Oh, that's eBay. Plus shipping, it's shipping is $3.95. If I don't know if you get a promo code for free shipping or not.
$3.95 or $3.95.
$3.95.
I thought the dude was trying to. Well, I have this for you, Brett. Here's a great Todd McFarlane picture of that suit.
Ooh, I like that one. That's,
wow!
When
Spider-Man 300. Huh?
Yeah.
See, and then
this is the invention of Venom. This is where Venom is invented.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've always liked Todd McFarlane's artwork.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane. I have. Oh
especially
man,
Spawn.
Yes, and I'm anxious for that movie. They're doing that movie again.
And they just had Spawn show up in a Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, I know.
I had it. I don't know where it is now. It's gone. But I had a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comic book that my mother bought me, and she was like, "This is going to be one of those comics that are going to be worth something later on in life." And I said, "Okay, fine." And she's the one that taught me how to preserve them and stuff like that. My dad had them, but he didn't really talk to me about the hobby side of it. He just talked about the heroes themselves and stuff like that. My mom was like, "You got to put it with a board and in a bag and never touch it again," and all that stuff. So that is gone. I don't know where that is. I searched my parents' house all up and down. I forgot. And it's the one where he's like, it's on the cover and he's got his hands out like this and he's covering spider webs. And I think there's either spiders all over him or bees. I forget which one it is, but it's a really bizarre looking cover.
That sounds like Amazing, because after he quit his run on Amazing, all the guys that went to form Image, they all gave them their own titles, and they came up with what they called adjectiveless Spider-Man. The title of the comic was just Spider-Man, and that sounds like issue 1 of Spider-Man. Now, unfortunately, your mom was mistaken because McFarlane was so popular that they did like 3 or 4 or 5 million print run on that thing. So the fact that they printed so many of them,
okay,
why it wouldn't have been worth any.
I have Superman Red and Blue. Remember? Do you even know what Superman Red and Blue is? I have that. I have the 3D comic and the glasses and everything.
Yeah.
But I have that. It's not worth anything, but I
really fell out. I mean, unless only certain Bronze Age issues, like Wolverine's first appearance, Punisher's first appearance, which I also used to have, only from there and back, but nothing from the 80s or 90s or that. None of that is worth anything.
I just don't look cool.
That's when they started becoming a lot more popular. I also want the X-Men story, House of M.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you ever want to hear that whole full story, Comics Explained is an awesome YouTube channel. The guy, his name is Rob. It's called Comics Explained, and he goes and some of his videos are like 2 to maybe 4 hours long, but he's reading every single issue. And he goes into it, and it's also kind of like a motion comic because he has the actual panel as he's talking. It's great just to put down and listen to it. Yeah, amazing YouTube channel. That one and Comic Story, and those are my favorite comic book YouTube channels. Wow, what's
I
that?
like a Variant Comics is really good too. I mean, they don't do like hour to 4 hour long videos. It's usually about 10 to 20 minutes, depending on what they're talking about.
This is for both Brett and Cam. This is Batman Year 2, and it's Todd McFarlane art.
It's so pretty.
Nice.
And what's
That's pretty
really
badass.
cool about it is the guy he's fighting with the side, you can see that he's got the bat emblem dangling off of that side there. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but Batman's pointing a gun at his ass.
Yeah, he's pulling a gun on him. Yeah.
And that's not a gadget gun. That is a straight up automatic pistol.
That's a 9. It's a 45.
So McFarlane did the art in Batman Year 2 on top, after and that's when he was not known at all because he started on G.I. Joe, but that's early McFarlane. Those are worth a little bit, not a ton. The Spidey stuff, he started in Spider-Man 297, that 297, 298, 300, or 298, 299, 300. Those are all worth money because they're early McFarlane and that's the invention of Venom.
Right.
His first appearance there.
I think the one comic that I want is kind of like it's an omnibus. It's called. It's $150, but it's the entire Infinite Crisis story in one giant book, and I want it.
That would be cool.
I just want it.
All right,
I'd love to have that.
Now, Johnny, so I'm wondering, did they do all the crises? Because Crisis on Infinite Earth was only 12 issues, and I know
No, this is Infinite Crisis. Crisis on Infinite Earth is a different story, I think.
Okay, so it's just because there have been 3 crises, and I wonder if they just did and did it one.
They sell a giant box set. Crisis on Infinite Earth. It's like $250. It's huge.
So,
it's like that.
I don't know how caught up in comics you guys are, but there's a lot of rumors going around that Marvel and DC are combining again through Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. This is actually within the last couple months. There's a scene of I think it's Thor, one of the newer Thors. That someone has like a vision or something of a red streak and like a blue flash of light. I'd have to look at it again. If you go look up Variant Comics, they've got like a 20-25 minute video explaining it. But if that ends up happening, that would be mind-blowing because there's a theory that Dr. Manhattan, who's this omnipotent character, creating all the different multiverses within the DC universe, and even now, even creating all the different Marvel multiverses. And that's nuts. That's all I can say is it's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I had heard a rumor too when Disney bought Marvel that there was a rumor that they were going to buy DC Comics as well, but that never happened.
I hope not. And
sorry, some low shit.
Now that they've another comic I really wanted to kind of get into right now is there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers crossover right now, where the Ninja Turtles get the Power Morphers and become Power Rangers.
I saw that.
And Shredder gets the Green Dragon Zord Power Morpher and becomes a Super Shredder Green Power Ranger.
Yep. I saw that too, yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna look that one up real quick.
Actually, the Power Rangers had a what is it called? They had a good comic book run where the Green Ranger was evil and like he just kind of like just took out the entire power grid. I forget what it's called. I was listening to it.
He was Lord Drakon.
Yeah, that's what it is. Lord Drakon. When he was like the White Ranger and Green Ranger combined together, and he had the Black Dragon. That's it. Yeah. Well, that's the Green Ranger Shredder.
So badass. That's just so cool.
Guys, I'm going to have to back out at the normal time today. Keep it running, though. Keep this comic stuff going. I'll come back and view the rest. To those of you that hopped in here and decided to hang out tonight, thank you very much. I'll see all you guys next week.
See you, Joe. Have a good one, man.
See you, Joe. Have a good one.
That's Lord Drakon for all those wondering. And that's Tommy Oliver, too.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's.
He's like a Power Ranger Lord Zed kind of combo deal. Comics are just so weird.
Yeah, it's a good distraction, especially what's going on now. I don't know if they will do a tie-in for the coronavirus. Like they normally, comic books take what's going on in real life and they'll do a story on it, or they'll do something. I don't know if they could do a virus like that. I guess they could, but they have done a virus already. That's what the Marvel Zombies is. It's a virus that turned everybody into zombies and stuff. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
DC did that with Blackest Night when they turned all.
Oh yes, the Black Lanterns, right.
That's another story I want to read all the way through. That's because that's when Kyle Rayner becomes the White Lantern.
Yeah,
and so deservingly becomes the White Lantern. I also had another dream casting for Green Lantern, and that's Chris Pine as Hal Jordan.
Ooh, that wouldn't be bad.
But he's Steve Trevor now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I said, comics are so weird. Like you can do anything. And that's one of the few avenues you can do that anymore. You have such almost like free creative. It's unreal.
So The Walking Dead, the way The Walking Dead, because Billy Rogers talking about certain comics, TV shows, he brought The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead was a good comic, but I hate the way they ended it. Do you know how The Walking Dead ends? Like in the comic?
I've not watched a single episode.
No, I'm talking in the comics. Like the way the comic book ends. And spoiler, if anybody cares, spoiler. Just want to say that from now. The way the comic book ends in The Walking Dead is that Rick is in bed and
it's all a fever dream.
No, he wakes up, he gets shot in the head. That's it. That's the end. And it just ends after that. That's it. Everybody else is still alive and they're still doing their thing. He wakes up, he gets shot in the head, and it's over. And that was the last issue. And then the I think it's the writer's Jack Kirby, right? Of The Walking Dead, like the comic. Does he write the comics or is it the story?
Kirkman.
He said the virus came from space. It wasn't even like a man-made thing. It came from space. I was shit you and I. So once I heard that, I was like, like they fucked that up. That's another wasted comic book story. Even like all their side stories, wasted. That Fear the Walking Dead, horrible. I the first episode was good, but then the rest of it, like I hated, and yeah.
I can't get into all the zombie stuff. It's like once you've seen one, you've almost kind of seen them all. Which, from what I've gathered from The Walking Dead, it's more about the people in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, not just trying to survive it, but live during it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it. Like I've only watched one full episode of Breaking Bad, and that's because that was on TV at my girlfriend's mom's house.
No, I saw a few episodes of Breaking Bad, but not all of it. So, what would be your zombie survival strategy to make it out? To live continuously until you end. Because there's like no amount of you can prep like for, but all your prep is gonna eventually go away after however long you prepped for. So if you prep for a year, after that year, like what would you do?
Well, your first instinct is to go to like a Walmart or like a grocery store, but
no way.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
And I would, of course, stay away from the big cities. I'd probably
So let's put it into now. Like right now, we're all locked down. We're all in quarantine, right? We're all living at home, and no social distancing is a thing and everything like that. Even though it's starting to lighten up a little bit, but what if this thing mutates and then people start to turn into zombies like right now? Like, what would you do like right now?
See, I don't.
I haven't even thought about it.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't.
think about it all the time. I'm like, fuck.
See, I don't because I'm not big into zombies. So,
I'm not either. Like,
But they'll be big into you.
well, okay. And
If
probably
it happens.
because I'm fat, there's more of me to eat.
see, like for me, my favorite zombie movie is Zombieland. I just love that movie. Like, I've never really gotten into like zombie movies or like Resident Evil video games or anything, but Zombieland is just it's such a feel good movie, honestly.
Mm.
And I haven't watched the sequel yet, which I
I
want
didn't
to.
either. I didn't see
But-
it either.
I know the one scene from Zombieland that really got me was when Tallahassee, Woody Harrelson's character, second time mentioning Harrelson tonight, he's talking about his dog named Buck and how
Yeah.
he would take care of him and stuff. And then you find out later in the movie he's talking about his son, not
Yeah.
a dog. And it's just like, oh, it's just so sad. And then who's Bill Murray?
Bill Murray's Bill Murray.
I've never hit a kid before.
Yeah. I don't know. I would head north and just get to the cold. You know, where it's super cold and the zombies will freeze because of exposure.
See,
That's how I would do it. And I would keep moving. I just keep moving. I wouldn't settle in one place at all.
what I think we need to do in order to like help prevent is whenever someone dies and you put shoes on them, tie their shoelaces together.
so they fall over. Tie your shoelaces together. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Or you just, decapitate them. Or
And
I
there's
guess if
so
you don't want to
many
do all that.
there's so many different versions of zombies too. Like you've got World War Z, where they're fast and they're scary. But then
See,
you've got like Walking Dead, they're walkers.
That's different. That's your different classification of zombies. There's your slow walkers, like Night of the Living Dead was zombies, or there's your rage zombies that are fucking sprinters. They're all like 100-meter dash track record breakers, and I wouldn't survive that. I wouldn't survive that. Joe, hey Rob. Joe was like, "Oh, Rob's coming in. I'm leaving," and he left. He was like, "I don't want any more of this drama." Oh yeah. No, I don't know. He didn't give an explanation. He said, "I gotta go."
Yeah, it was kind of all of a sudden.
I think because he wants to stick to like the 2-hour lives, and because he still works. I mean, I work too, but he's got like kids and stuff he has to do lessons with, which I have to start because my son's teacher sent me an email. She's like, "Where is his assignments?" And I was like, "Huh?" Because she sends these like emails out with like assignments that my kid has to do, and then I have to send it back to her. I didn't know that. I never read them, because they sent home a packet. I'm still doing the packet. They're gonna give me the packet, and they're gonna give me more work to put on top of the packet. I mean, come on, man. Because I know like they're not gonna go back to school. Like they're done for the year. So
Yeah, I think they ended up just canceling all the at-home stuff here in my town. Just kind of got rid of it because they did like a big parade to thank their teachers and stuff today. Where all the teachers drove through town, like all the big streets and stuff, and everyone was out supporting them and stuff.
no, not your video, Rob. I'm just kidding, Rob. No, they want to continue on. My kid's in kindergarten. They want to meet with him twice a week, and she does little like tests with him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, your words. Just tell your words. They have like
Use your words.
They have like therapy and stuff for the kids. They have like a therapy dog and shit. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I got a touch of the corona. Sorry.
Oh my.
I see. I tell my wife, I said, "You're gonna bring it home to me one day." I know, because she's a nurse, so she's like, she goes out to work. She hasn't stopped working. She's worked every day, and she deals with sick people. So it's like, you're gonna bring it home.
See, and then I work at a pharmacy, so I've got a lot of homes that are right now fighting outbreaks of COVID, and
Really?
We've got so many. Yeah, there's a couple in particular that are fighting it really bad, and we've got so many different precautions now. Like, got to wear an N95 mask every day. And our drivers that have to deliver to these homes, they have so many different things that they've got to follow. That they almost have to wear like hazmat suits when they go to these homes, and it's that no contact delivery stuff. And
I would ding dong ditch, put and run. That's it. That's it. Yeah, fuck that. That's what Grubhub does. Grubhub, that's what they do. They don't even knock. They just drop the food and go. If you're not watching out for that notification that your food's there, that food will sit out there. They don't tell you it's nothing.
Wow.
If you miss that notification, you're like, man, where's my food? And you look outside and I'm like, oh shit, it's in front. And meanwhile, it's cold.
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't ring the doorbell. They don't knock. They don't nothing. They just they're like,
Where's your food, bitches?
yeah, exactly. And the freaking the FedEx guy did that to me. I got a shipment of some energy drinks, right? And he came. I watched him. I was looking at the window. He came to he stopped at the walkway and he threw the package onto the front. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I said, what if that was broke? What if they could have broke? You know?
What if they exploded?
I know.
all over him.
Oh man, I was so mad if I opened up that box because they were expensive. Because they're like I got the new it's new from Redline. The new Redline new fusions. They're nootropic energy drinks, so they're for brain function. And they just came out. So and they were pretty pricey for 12. It's like 30. It's almost $40. So if they broken, I would have been pissed. I would have been so mad.
When I worked at Walmart, one of the most popular stolen items I ever found were empty bottles of Redline. It's crazy because
Redline is Redline's a crazy energy drink. You have to be careful when you drink that. You know,
I don't drink energy drinks anymore. So if I
Sounds
ever
like Jim Carrey's delivery guy from Ace Ventura, kicking the box down the fucking hallway and it's broken.
It's like,
here you go, sir.
That happened to my mom. She ordered a fish tank and she's. I was like, oh, where's the fish tank? She goes, oh, it's in the backyard. I said, why is the fish tank in the backyard? She goes, pick up the box. And I'm like, you pick up the box, you hear all the glass inside. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh man. Well, you guys want to call it?
I can't really do any comic book related questions at the moment.
Yeah, we don't have any. Yeah.
Not that I can think of. I did get into. I'll mention this real quick. So my girlfriend or my sister's boyfriend posted something on Facebook here a few weeks ago, comparing the 3 live action Spider-Mans, and he absolutely hates Tom Holland but loves Tobey Maguire. So I commented and I said Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, but not so good Spider-Man. Then Andrew Garfield is the exact opposite. Mopey skater out of nowhere Peter Parker versus the super snarky, sarcastic, jokey Spider-Man.
When he did that knife thing in the first Amazing Spider-Man, that cracked me up. Oh, your knife!
And then I love Tom Holland so much because he actually looks like he needs to be in high school. He's not 17 or 18. He's like 15 or 16. And you didn't get an origin story with him necessarily, which I loved. He's just kind of there. Like it's almost like a year 1, year 2 situation for him in the Amazing Spider-Man or Homecoming. And I haven't seen Far From Home yet. I haven't had a chance to. But to me, Tom Holland is the best of both worlds. He's that nerdy, awkward Peter Parker, but as Spider-Man, he still has that newness to him. And I can't wait to see his character development in the MCU because he is going to become their leader. And you just know he is.
Right.
But he's got, and it's showing his growth as a character, not just by age, but by maturity. And that's why I really like Tom Holland.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. It's another thing with Spider-Man is like people don't know how strong Spider-Man really is. He holds back a lot.
He is stronger than Captain America.
Yeah, he's so much stronger. There was one. Damn, I hate when I know these things, but I can't recall them and which comic book it is. But there was one where he like showed his true strength, and I think he almost killed somebody with a punch. It was like I forgot what comic it was, but yeah.
He told the Hulk in one series. He told the Hulk a joke, and the Hulk laughed so hard he turned back into Bruce Banner. And I'm just like, oh yeah, what was the joke?
And then he almost beat Ultron himself in this comic right here. This is the one where Spider-Man took on Ultron, and he almost beat him himself. He came so close to defeating Ultron single-handedly, but he didn't. They couldn't pull it off.
Avengers Ultron was good. I think it could have been better. I love James Spader's portrayal of Ultron.
Oh yeah,
I like James Spader. Period.
This is This is the cover of the last issue. Actually, no, sorry, it's not the cover. When I got this in the mail and I saw this, I was like, oh shit. And what it is that it's a black bag that holds the comic inside. So it's like a bag in a bag. It's pretty awesome. This was like one of my favorite stories. I love this one. So I could take this one out because, I
want to read the Civil War series so bad because, and I honestly thought in Civil War Cap was going to die because he dies in the original Civil War series.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man actually ends up, if I'm not mistaken, killing somebody in Civil War because he's so angry at everything. And there's some things the MCU could have done better story-wise, but all in all, you couldn't ask for better films. Or, in some cases you can, of course, but the way they tie things all together, like even in Endgame when Happy Hogan's talking to his daughter, and he asks if she's hungry, and she wants cheeseburgers. The first thing Tony wanted when he got back to the States was freaking Burger King.
Yeah. Oh, it's taking okay.
It blew me away at how far back that they could go from Endgame all the way back to the first Iron Man. And I just love how they tied everything together so well.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Russo brothers and Taika Waititi just to direct everything else in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Warming my lighter up.
Oh. So, all right. I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring the live to a close.
Okay.
What is the? We'll circle back to beards. What's your next what are you looking out for? Like from what company? Like what product you're looking forward to trying? We'll leave out with that.
Well, I've got Barton Reformed coming in the mail. Plus,
okay.
Vermont Basil and Lime.
If it. What are you, Brett? Anything?
Well, after hearing the profile for the oh my gosh, the one that Joe got from Barton, that would be nice to try. The Brothers Grimm or Groom, the pub one, that pub one.
Yeah, Malone's Irish Pub.
Yeah, Malone's Pub. That one that you were talking about, the blueberry stout. That sounds.
Oh yeah,
good.
The Irish Blue one. Yeah, I think that's gonna be like a reoccurring scent from Chesapeake. I know.
Yeah,
because it's sold so well. I think that's
I actually have.
I've never tried Honest Ape, so I would have to say Sherlock too would be one. If I was to buy, I'd want to try Sherlock.
That's a good one.
Definitely.
I actually used Brothers Grimm tonight. Candy Stripe. It's the peppermint vanilla.
Yes.
And I've mentioned it before, but Brothers Grimm is just less than an hour down the road from me.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like me with Tailored. Tailored Beer Company is not far from me at all. So maybe like half hour, 40-minute drive.
And,
And I still haven't tried it yet.
Norseman is 3 hours north of me. Terry, I've
Oh, yeah.
talked to him about going to visit him sometime.
Lone Bear Beard's right, maybe 3 hours away from me, and I haven't tried them either.
Oh yeah, Lone Bear is good. No, one thing about Lone Bear is that their bombs are really, really good. That's one thing they do very, very well. It's that beeswax. It's that hometown beeswax.
Yeah.
Just makes the product so nice. It's a great color. Hold is awesome, and yeah, it's good scents too.
Interesting scents too. Yeah, they've got that. I like that black bear. It's the black pepper scent. That one's really good.
Well, I don't have that one. I have Arctic Bear, which I like that one too. It's very nice.
Arctic Bear, and then the faithfully the one that the collab with Tyson was the one that I was intrigued by.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I also have Santa Bear. It's Snickerdoodle cookie.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah. Santa Bear.
It's so good.
It smells exactly like the cookie.
ooh,
Exactly like the cookie.
Don't wear that one when you're hungry because it's so good.
So I have a lot of seasonal. I have a lot of like Christmas scents and all that stuff, and I'm like, I can wear this now. I don't have to wait till Christmas time.
yeah.
So I walk around my house smelling like Snickerdoodles and peppermint and chocolate and all this. I'm like, yay, it's Christmas time for me.
I got
Why not?
I've got a couple of
Why
seasonal.
not?
I've got that one. I've got Savior from Fable. I'm trying to think of a couple others, and then I've got in the last couple of weeks that Vixen from Jolly Old Fat Man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Raspberry, chocolate, and Cuban tobacco. That one smells good.
Yeah, Jolly Fat Man's got some good stuff too. I haven't got any of his new stuff, but like the Mele Kaliki Maha, that's like one of my, because I like that chocolate peppermint fragrance, and it's Mele Kaliki Maha and Drunk Santa from Crusher's Creations. Like those are two scents that I really, really enjoy because they're like that. They're chocolate peppermint, really good. Hey Steven, how you doing? What's up, metal guy?
I was really on the Comet. Well, I still love Comet, but that aged tobacco and green apple, and then I got Leroy, which is really good too.
Leroy,
Whatever the
like Aaron. All right, fellas, this was good.
Oh, I
Had a good
love
night.
comics. It's so rare I can nerd out like this, talking about Batman. It doesn't happen very often, so it's good to talk to people about it.
Yeah, I mean, so many things going on. It's a good talk about something totally different.
So next time we do a wrestling one, I'm going to talk about current wrestling, like the fact that Becky Lynch is pregnant.
what?
You think she's really pregnant?
Oh yeah,
You think so? You think she's really pregnant?
Mm-hmm. Did you not see that she gave up the title?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I thought it was so cool because apparently in the briefcase that Asuka won, the title was in it.
Yeah. I saw that on Monday Night Raw. That was the first thing. That was the opener. But some people are saying that she's not pregnant. It was that she's not pregnant, but it's kind of hard to do a pregnancy, story without an actual baby.
And then I really want Baron Corbin to have an undead army of wrestlers.
Yeah, he just totally glossed over that fact that he threw a couple of wrestlers over the edge of the building. Like they just didn't even like address it, Like Rey Mysterio should have been dead.
Oh, for sure.
Well, it's just like when Vince McMahon blew up his limousine, and it was the same weekend that Chris Benoit went on did the murder suicide, and then he had to come out and break storyline to address that issue.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're not gonna kill the talent. I mean,
well, no, but I mean, it was just they had to break storyline because of another unfortunate incident
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah.
And then later on, Vince becomes the higher power.
Steve, I have not tried Blitzen yet.
I haven't
That's
either.
from Jolly Old Fat Man Blitzen. All right. So everyone in, thank you for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you for
We're gonna
coming.
bring this
buddy.
therapy to a close, and we'll
Yeah.
see you next Tuesday.
See you guys later.
Like,